Yo, what is up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us today for Young Lions number 6. Woo! I am joined by our good friend and member here, Candel.
Hello, it's me.
It's me, the Arizona, the Unga cow. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. Welcome again to Young Lions number 6. Last time we did Young Lions, it was with Linkster, and we covered defensive basics with him. And this time we're going to be going over offensive basics with our good friend Candle. In case this is your first time here, just a quick rerun of the format. Candle and I are going to be doing a quick training session just to show you guys some fun concepts. After that, we're going to be moving into viewer matches, everybody's favorite part. Hell yeah. And after that, you can grab a snack, get comfy, because Candle and I are going to be doing a higher level match analysis. Yeah, where we're going to watch a match between Candle and I, and then we're going to go through it step by step and kind of like commentate it. So, you guys can get all the nitty gritty and good stuff of what's going on. As always, feel free to ask any questions you guys have in the chat, and we'll be sure to answer them.
We will supply you with a swift response.
A swift response. All right, so let's jump right into it. Here we go. I'm gonna request training.
In a training match, you'll have infinite health, so you can practice all you like.
Oh boy, that means we can beat each other up as much as we want.
Nice. All right, I have to ready up.
Teach me in the Longma Dojo.
My magic may be dark, but it will bring light.
The nitty gritty.
The nitty gritty. Alright, so today's agenda. Offensive basics. Last week, we talked to you guys about... Last Young Lions, we talked about various blocking techniques. Kind of like the difference between stand blocking, low blocking, jump blocking, all that fun stuff. This time, we're going to be talking on the other side, which is attacks, right?
Yep. I'm going to talk all about how you actually deal damage to your opponent. See, before we talked about how to deal with people trying to do this stuff to you, because the best offense is a good defense, but you can't win just by blocking. You got to get some hits in there yourselves, too.
It's true. The goal of the game is to get that wonderfully colorful bar at the top next to your opponent's name to 0 zilch.
Yep.
So
and by doing that, you press buttons.
So you're telling me I could just do this and win?
No, you can't really just do that and win because the other person can block. But that's the starting factors. If they get hit, you can combo them.
That's true.
So when you hit someone, they get put into a state where they can't move, they can't block, they can't attack, they can't do anything. They're essentially blocked out of all action for a set amount of time, can't do anything. And that's called hit stun. And a combo is when two attacks, well, you put someone in hit stun, and you hit them again before that hit stun ends. Which essentially makes it inescapable. They can't do anything to stop it, so it's called a combo. Like this. That's a combo.
So here, hit me again, and I'm gonna be like mashing a button. See, during that entire time I'm being hit, I'm like pressing a button, but I can't do anything. I can't press a button, I can't block, nothing. I am locked into a combo. So that's the best way to get as much damage as you can on your opponent beyond just pressing one button, is getting them into a combo. And then, piling on the damage there.
But of course, when you're doing combos against someone, oftentimes you'll be using moves that are kind of unsafe, as we call them. So similar to hit stun, there's a concept called block stun, where if someone blocks your move, they can't do anything for a set amount of time, but you also can't do anything for a set amount of time. Because you're attacking, you can't block. And if you do a move, and they recover before you, and they're able to hit you before your attack ends, that's unsafe. So if he, do launcher against me. he can't block that. So, a lot of times your best combo tools are actually really unsafe. Like, Oleander wants to launch you to get those air combos going. But you can't just do a launcher willy-nilly when you're trying to hit people, because they could block.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you get a little concept called hit confirming going, where you do a string, and you kind of react to whether you're hitting them or not, and then you do the launcher or the unsafe move. Because you can't just... I can't just do that on block and be safe. Like, block this for me. I can't do that and get away with it. I'll get punished. I have to make sure I'm actually hitting before I do that. And then if it's getting blocked, I can stop.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a very important concept. That's called hit confirming. It's something that takes a bit of practice, but it's very important so that you don't get punished all the time.
It's just like Candel said, like, as you play more and more, you'll get more practice into realizing that, hey, he's blocking, so I shouldn't go into any moves that are too unsafe. Or you could be like, hey, I gotta hit it, so let me continue the combo.
Yep. So it's important to know combos. Like, yeah, you can have a really big combo that starts off with unsafe stuff, and you can use that to, like, do stuff like, let's say, if Arizona does super and you block it. Like this.
Oh, oops.
Like this. Then you can do like a super big combo that starts with something unsafe. But if you're just like in a situation where both of you are kind of just like crouching next to each other, and then one of you is like, oh, I want to press a button, you're not gonna immediately go, yeah, I'm gonna launch her.
Nope. The other guy's just gonna go, ha, psych.
It's just not, it's not safe.
It's not safe.
And you'll get punished for it. So being on offense, you have to consider what you're doing as you're doing it. It's probably the most important offensive concept. Another important offensive concept is the difference between low attacks and high attacks. See, if you remember blocking, you know that there's high blocking and low blocking. Or stand blocking, crouch blocking, whichever you want to call them. When you're stand blocking, well, there's three types of moves. You have middle attacks, which can be blocked either way. So Amaron can block this with stand blocking, or he can block it with crouch blocking. So that's a middle attack. And then you have high attacks, which can only be blocked while standing, so if he crouch blocks, he'll get hit by this. But if he stand blocks, he'll block it. And then you have low attacks, which can only be blocked crouching. So he can't block this because it's low, but if he crouch blocks, that's fine. And that's important for offense because you have to try to get your opponent to block the wrong way sometimes. And if they fail to block the right way, then you can get a hit in without having to punish them or get lucky. And usually, low attacks are unreactable. Like, you can't see that I'm doing this and then block it. You just have to already be blocking it. But, like, you can react to a jump attack. Like, if he's crouch blocking, he can react to that and block it. So, usually what you want to do is you want to find a way to get your opponent to get hit by the lows or the highs. Now, let's see. Arizona's probably the best example of this because she has everyone's favorite move, the elbow.
The elbow.
And usually only jump attacks are highs. Like, everyone's jump attacks are highs for the most part. But some characters, well, every character, I believe, actually has some form of what we call an overhead, which is like, it's a grounded attack. Like, you don't have to jump to do it, but it'll still hit high. One example is Oleander's Doom Claw. That's an overhead. I can't block that crouching. And then the other example is the elbow.
This isn't over.
So he can block that high, but he can't block it low. So what you can do is, when you're trying to pressure someone with your hit confirms or whatever, you know, you're doing your little hit confirms, if they're blocking them all, what you can do is sometimes throw in an overhead.
This isn't
Now, usually overheads are unsafe, so you have to be a little bit careful with them, but they're very good to establish. And because if you show that you're going to do the overhead, the person might be scared of it and start blocking high without reacting, and then that's when you hit them with more lows. Like, let's say, if he starts blocking high early through my string, because he thinks I'm gonna overhead, then I hit him. It's like the basic mechanic of offense is high versus low, because you can't block both ways at once, and therefore that's one of the best ways to open people up.
Yep.
Is to hit them with overheads. And a lot of people early on are not going to be good at blocking overheads, so you'll find that you'll have a lot of success rate with it at the early levels. And of course, because you'll be using them a lot, both you and your opponent will get good at using them and also blocking them. If you never use them, you won't know how to deal with them. If your opponent never uses them, you'll never learn how to block it. So it's good at an early level to learn how to incorporate those things, because if you never do, then, you know, you'll never learn how to deal with it.
It's just like any kind of unsafe option. It's powerful, but if the opponent learns how to deal with it and you get too predictable with it, then for example, I can 6C like this. And then, well, oops. Right? I just get blown up.
It's gonna get blown up.
So much damage, so you need to be careful. And that goes for a lot of moves like Paprika's Teleport C, Arizona's People Elbow, Oleander's Doom Claw, Velvet's Shatter C. Actually,
Yep, every overhead is unsafe, except for jump attacks. Jump attacks are special because if they're blocked, you're actually at an advantage. So if he blocks this, I'm actually in a state where I can attack and he cannot challenge me. And if he tries to challenge me, then he'll get counter hit. And that's moving on to our next topic, which is counter hits. If you are using an attack and it's starting up, and you get hit out of that startup by something, you'll get counter hit. You see the little counter flash there, and the opponent flashes red when they get hit? That's how you know you just got a counter hit. So counter hits are special because combos in this game, they do a little mechanic called juggle decay. If you look at underneath Amron's health bar, there's a little green bar that goes up. And juggle decay exists to limit your combo options. It becomes harder and harder to combo people the higher that goes. But counter hits will reset that. So like, if you end a combo early and the opponent doesn't tech, the juggle decay stays like that for a second. And then it slowly goes down. But if he gets counter hit, it'll just immediately disappear. And you also get more damage and more hit stun, which can be very, very nice.
Yeah, so for example, if a move just kind of did like 600 damage, what's the multiplier? It would do like 800 or something like that?
Yeah, it's like a 25% multiplier. So if you do 500 damage, you'll do like 625 instead, which is quite a nice increase.
It's pretty beefy.
Or if you do like Arizona Super, usually does, I think, about 800. Like, that'll usually do about 800 or something. It's right by Oleander's E. So now if he does Launcher and I punish with Super, it's way past the R. It's a very nice increase in damage.
It's a pretty big increase in damage, actually. So, yeah, it's just like Candel said, an important fact of offense is to try to get those counter hits off from people. And there's multiple ways of doing it. So, for example, if you punish something super unsafe like a launcher or a overhead... Oops.
If you... The best example is Arizona Super. If you block Arizona Super, your first attack will get a huge damage increase because this game is, it has a mechanic where some moves are counter-hittable even after they finish their hitbox. Normally you can only counter-hit moves during their startup, but this game has punishable moves that still get counter-hit. And most launchers are like that. Like Oleander's launcher. I just failed my super motion. Oh my god. See, that's counter hit punishable. Arizona Super is counter hit punishable. Which just guarantees that you get nice damage there. So those are the situations where you want to have like your high damage combos that you don't need to hit confirm. And then like when you're actually pressuring people, that's when you want to hit confirm because you don't want to accidentally get it blocked. Like, I see that he got hit, and therefore I continue, but if he blocks it, then I can just stop there and possibly continue pressure because he might think that I'm going to continue anyway, and he wants to block that in case he gets the punish. But if I don't continue it, then I can continue. Here, block this. If I don't continue it, then I can do my own pressure. And that brings us to another thing. I just threw him there. Throws are special because they are unblockable. If your opponent's blocking too much, sometimes you can throw them. If they're like firmly holding down back, always blocking your overheads, you can surprise them with a throw. Now, throws are special in this game because they can tech them on reaction. If they throw after you throw, they can escape the throw. But it's never bad to go for it because you can't get punished for it if you actually land it. It's not like an unsafe move where if they block it, you get hit and you take damage. It's more like if they tech it, you know. Well, teching it's not so easy. That's the other thing. But if they tech it, you're just put at this range. You know, you get put far away, and then it's fine. You know, you're safe.
Yeah, like the situation's kind of reset if you get grabbed like here in the middle of the screen. When you're in the corner, it's a little different.
It's a bit different. Yeah, if they tech the throw in the corner, you're actually like right next to each other. Emron is so good at teching throws.
One day.
You're like right here. One important thing to note is that if you're the person who threw first and they tech it, you're actually at a disadvantage during a throw tech. You're like, you recover a frame after them. So like, you're not usually in a position to pressure them here.
Yeah, so
you're like too far away, and you're also you're like 1 frame behind them. So you gotta be careful.
Yeah, so like if I tech your throw here, then we both press 5A, then I'll take that throw. See? I hit first. I got the counter hit.
Yep. So you gotta be mindful of that. But basically, when you're playing offensively, generally you want to use lows for the most part because lows are unreactable, and therefore, you know, people are going to be forced to block low because they can't react to it to block it. They just have to already be blocking low. And then sometimes you want to throw in an overhead, and that'll catch them and make them scared and try to block high, which will make them get hit by the lows more, and it's kind of just like a repeating cycle at that point. And if they're really good at blocking, you can throw them. But the important things to remember are to hit confirm before you do anything unsafe. Overheads are unsafe as a concept, so you might want to be a little careful with them. That's why I say to go for lows usually, and then sometimes do overheads, because if you get too predictable, you can you kind of just like get messed up for it if you do it too much. What was that?
Just getting rid of the meter there, because one other topic is how you actually build juggle decay and meter building in this game, how it works based on the combo.
Online training, infinite super is off, so let me just wait till I get all my supers. So when you do combos, before you get juggle decay up, the person doing the combo will gain more meter than the person getting hit. If you watch both of our super bars, you'll see that I'm gaining meter a lot faster. But the second juggle decay gets full, don't tech, that'll make it a lot easier. The second juggle decay is full, he starts building a lot more meter than I do. Well, except for that rope. But he's gonna build a lot more meter now, because juggle decay is full.
Seriously?
Which means that sometimes it's good to go for shorter combos if you don't want to build the opponent a lot of meter, but generally, juggle decay affects how much super meter you get. So you just gotta remember that sometimes.
They actually added a cool feature where after the bar is full, if you watch like the green bar on the Candel's thing and you keep hitting them, it'll like change color. And like the deeper red it gets, the harder it gets to like continue your combo, just to tell you like, yo, buckaroo, maybe you should end it by now.
Oh yeah. And a lot of characters, like, if you get hit by a Paprika combo and she goes like really far into it, you'll see that you gain like an entire bar of super meter by the end of it. So
much super. Like, look at this for example, how much meter Candle builds if I super him normally versus if I super him when he has max JD.
So that was about
half a bar
40%.
Yeah. And then when he has full juggle decay,
now I get
just take all the meter, dude. Here you go.
It's so much super.
So that's why you need to be careful when you super, depending on your intention. So for example, if I'm playing against another Oleander and I want to super her, like I want to call Fred, right?
Yeah, get that meter. Oleander's the only character who can
waste,
build meter without combos.
That's true. Waste.
Oh, yeah, waste my supers. Okay.
So for example, it's like, ooh, I want a combo. I want to get some damage off, but I don't want the opponent to get a lot of meter with Fred. So I'll do this and then like quickly cancel so they don't get like a lot of meter. Because it's really important in this game, offense, to try to deny your opponent as much meter as possible, because meter means that if you're pressuring them on offense, Arizona can super reversal, or Paprika can super, or anybody can do anything whack with their meter.
Yeah, if you build the opponent a lot of meter, you're giving them a lot of potential to be offensive themselves. So that's where you gotta be careful. On the topic of JD, there's other things that are tied to JD, like you get knockdown states. Normally when you combo someone and they hit the ground, they'll be put into that blue state where they can tech roll, or just like stay on the ground and get up whenever they want. But some moves inflict what we call a hard knockdown, where they always get up at the same time, in the same spot. They can't tech roll, they're kind of just stuck there.
Playtime's over.
Oh, that one wasn't it. But, like, this move is one of the main examples of it. But when JD is maximum, you don't get that anymore. If I can actually hit this. Hold on. See, that didn't hard knock down, even though she landed on her face. Yeah, you also lose the ability to stagger as Paprika, Arizona, and Palm. They have moves that will do this stagger state on someone, but when you stagger someone at max JD, they just immediately fall down. So that's another reason to do shorter combos, is to be able to use things like stagger or hard knockdown to keep your pressure going.
And we'll talk more about these hard knockdowns and soft knockdowns in another episode, no worries. Also, a lot of this stuff is also kind of like covered by this game's amazing tutorial. So if you guys like want more in-depth to like play around with all these concepts, feel free to like just check out the in-game tutorial. It's probably one of the best, honestly.
It's a really good tutorial.
It's really good. So,
but the basic concepts you should remember are to hit confirm before you do unsafe moves, and how to hit people with lows and high attacks. You should remember that if you land a jump attack, it's usually still your turn to pressure someone and hit them with other stuff. They're not allowed to press buttons there. And if they are, you know, if they're blocking low too much, you can hit them with a jump attack. If they're blocking high too much, you hit them with a low. It's the basic offensive mix-up, as they call it, of fighting games, is lows versus highs. And then sometimes you can throw them if they're blocking too much.
Yeah, if they're just blocking way too much, you can throw for a grab. And
he's like, oh, he's blocking all this. Here, block all this. Oh, he's blocking all this. I can't hit him.
Can't open me up. What are you gonna do? Oh, snap! He threw me. I was not ready for that.
Yep. So, and of course, you don't want to do something like this. Like, I'm just gonna do this in the super. Oh no, I'm getting punished. I'm gonna lose all my health. Oh no, I'm back in the corner now. This is bad.
See, that's a lot of damage I just got just because of a really unsafe move. So you need to be careful when you throw those things out.
Yeah, what you should do is be like, oh, I'm hitting him. Now I should super. And then if I don't hit him, then obviously I don't super. Ow.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You can't block during short hop.
Oh, yeah.
So if you find someone short hopping a lot. Actually, one thing I wanted to talk about is probably dealing with someone who's like jumping like this a lot.
Ah, yeah. People who are jumping backwards, upwards, they're technically blocking, right? But the difference between... Alright, so when you air block, as you can see, if you look at the hitboxes... Do you have hitboxes on?
Yeah, they're on.
Whenever you jump backwards, your pre-jump frames, where you're on the ground, because every character has a few frames where they're on the ground and they, like, take a second to get up, you can see that he's blue, and that means that he's high blocking. If you're low blocking, you're dark blue. And if you're high blocking, you're light blue. So technically, jumping backwards to block is a high block, which means you can hit people with lows while they're trying to do that. So, if someone's jumping up and back too much to block you, you can do that. You can also air throw people. You know how you have ground throws. See, I can't ground throw him because he's jumping, because all jump frames are grab immune on the ground. But every character also has an air throw. So you can air grab, you can ground grab. You know, a lot of people will try to do this on Wake Up a lot of the times, because it's the fastest way to get away with, not get away with someone, get away from someone who's, like, pressuring you. Sometimes you just want to, like, jump backwards. And because you can block, you know, if I'm doing middle attacks, which can get blocked either way, or if I'm doing, like, an overhead, I'm just gonna, you know, it's not gonna work. Which is another reason why establishing your low attacks, using them often, is important, because it'll stop people from doing this. So, if people are high blocking or jump blocking too much, the answer is to low attack. And if they're crouch blocking too much, the answer is to use an overhead.
So, just to touch on the topic of low attacks, lots of characters have attacks that look like they hit low, but don't. So, for example, 2A, which is numpad notation, which is like, look at your number pad, right? And if I say 2, that means I'm pressing down. You can also see the movements on the stick that I'm doing.
Yeah.
2A, for Oleander, for example, hits low, but 5A does not. Right?
It's 2B.
Or 2B, excuse me, does not, right?
Yeah.
You can block this mid, right?
Yep. It's important to know that not all characters' crouching attacks are lows. It's important to know which moves you have are low attacks and which moves are overhead attacks. And the way you can test that is if you go into training mode, you can set the dummy to block always, and then you set the block type to high only. And what that does is if you do high attacks against the dummy, they'll block it. And then if you do low attacks, they'll always get hit.
Not yet.
So for example, Velvet, yeah, as Linkster said, Velvet has no low normals, and a normal is like not a special move, it's just like press the button. And that means that it's harder for her to mix people up with low attacks. Like she can't really use low attacks against people as often.
Yeah, her only low is Eruption, right?
Yep.
Oh.
Eruption and Shatter, yeah. She only has 2 lows. And Paprika only has like 2 low attacks or 3. She has like her basket explosion, she has her cinnamon roll, and then she has her crouching A. And that's it.
That's it. So it's important to like realize the options that not just your character has,
But your opponent has, yeah.
Opponent has. 2B isn't a low. 2B for which character, Rufasa?
Probably Paprika, because Paprika's 2B looks like a. That's actually the best example here. Let's actually demonstrate this. So Arizona, all of her crouching normals are lows, like 2A, 2B, and 2C. Crouching A, crouching B, crouching C. They are all lows. But if you switch to a character like Paprika,
you go Pap, I'll go Velvet.
Yep. Yeah.
Saving the world never.
If you play a character like Paprika or Velvet, here. This is a low, but that's it. This isn't a low. This isn't a low. That's not a low. That's not a low. That's not a low. The only other low that she has is like this. So, that means that she's a lot more reliant on this move to do her low attacks. And then if you play Velvet, for example, just... That's not a low. That's not a low. That's not a low. Like, just none of her normal attacks are low attacks.
Her lows are, like, the eruptions, these things.
Yeah, that's a low.
And Shatter.
And then, like... Yeah, that's a low too. Those are the only lows Velvet has, and they're special moves. So, a character like Paprika, even Paprika is pretty good with lows because she also has like another thing that's kind of Paprika exclusive, and that's this command grab, which is like, it's a throw, but you can't tech it, so it's special. Like normally you can tech any throw, but you cannot tech the command grab. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, so like do it again, and you can see me like spamming tech.
Yeah, he's spamming the tech buttons, and it just doesn't work. You can't tech command grab.
So yeah, it's important to realize like what lows and options your character has, what their potential high attack overheads are, grounded high attacks, For example, Velvet's grounded high attack is Shatter Sea. And Paprika's has like...
She has this. This is an overhead.
Oh, oops.
That's an overhead, and she also has her free T-shirt attack.
Mm-hmm.
The first hit is not an overhead, but the second and third are. It's very important to know that. Like, if you're playing against Paprika and you don't know that this is an overhead, then you're gonna get hit a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of important to know what all the characters' overheads and lows are, so you can be prepared. But you can do that just by checking out training mode a little bit.
Yeah, and also so you can know what to use for your offense pressure. And it's like, at the start, you don't have to do anything too crazy. You can just do some simple strings or whatnot, and then like later on, as you improve, you can start to do more wacky things.
Yep, the most important stuff to remember is, you know, you use lows a little bit, you use your jump attack sometimes, you grab them sometimes, and you try not to use unsafe moves until you're sure that you're hitting the opponent.
Linkster brings up a good point, just something to touch on really quickly. We won't go too much into it right now, but certain attacks, like the first hit of T-shirt, so I'm blocking low, right? But the first hit of T-shirt makes me block high, or it makes it look like I'm actually high, but I'm still blocking low because the box around me is still dark blue. When I block high, it means I'm light blue. So some attacks have this weird thing where they make your character stand up, but you're not blocking standing up, so you need to be really careful about that. Don't get tricked, don't get bamboozled.
Yeah, if your character switches their standing position while you're blocking low, it's probably because the opponent's move is forcing you to stand up.
Mm-hmm. Remember, the only thing you can trust is the position that you're blocking. Your character, lies. They're all liars.
Yeah, in some cases. It's probably to help with combos. That's usually how it works. Force stand is usually a combo thing, but it also forces stand on block stun for other reasons.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll get into those in later sessions. The whole shenanigans that come up from it.
For now, just remember to hit confirm, and remember sometimes to show overheads, and sometimes to grab people. And just don't do your unsafe moves if you aren't already hitting the opponent, usually. Overheads are the only exception to that rule because they're a risk, but they also pay off.
Yeah, so it's like...
It's not like this, if I do this on block, or like on whiff, there's no mix-up to this. This isn't going to hit someone who's crouching. It's not going to help me in any way. But this is... So that's why it's fine to do overheads sometimes. Like, if you get blocked, then that's unfortunate, but you gotta get used to the times where you should do overheads and when you shouldn't. It's something that you just have to get a feel for and learn. And you'll never learn if you don't do it.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the basics of offense right there. If you get blocked, you can't sit into super until they stop punishing you. Oh my god. So
yeah,
you can do shenanigans like that, but like if the opponent wisens up, then they're just gonna block it, and you know you're still gonna get that punish. Look at my Velvet combo, so good.
It's Velvet combo.
I think that's pretty much it for the basics of offense.
One minor note, this will probably get covered in depth later, but some jump attacks will hit on the other side of people, and they actually have to switch what direction they're walking. So, if you know which moves that you have do this to people, you can add another layer to your offense by hitting them on the other side.
So for example, see, I'm blocking one direction. Oh, but he's hitting me on the other side because he jumped over me. So, some moves have this property where, like, I need to switch my block after like they're over me like that, and we call those cross-ups. And we'll touch more on those in another Young Lion session, but it's good to know like they're a option available to you.
Yeah, it's nice to know that they exist and that you can try them out for yourself, just to see how they work, how well they work.
I think her JC can cross up, right?
Only if you back throw. You have to back throw them into the corner, and then do it. It's very weird. This is like very specific.
But yeah,
anyway, that's advanced offense and advanced blocking. I think we're gonna be done with this lesson for now.
You may have my autograph. now.
Also, one minor note that we didn't really mention, but the longer your combo goes, the weaker each hit in it is. So that's another reason to do shorter combos, because all your damage comes from the first few hits usually.
Yeah,
if
so we
you're,
call
like, doing
that
basic combos.
damage scaling. So that's why, for example, if you start a combo with like a heavy, like a C normal, it'll do a lot more damage than if you started with like 5A or just like standing A, just because the C normal does a lot more damage than the 5A up front. And if you do, for example, 5A into 5C, that's going to scale more heavily because that's like the second hit in the combo.
Yeah, the first hit of every combo has what we call a first hit bonus. And the first hit bonus for like a 5C, it's like 400 damage or 500 damage. And then like a 5A is like only 100 damage. So that's something to keep in mind when you're like punishing people or if you're trying to do a strong combo. But the lighter attacks are better for hit confirming because you have a lot more of a string before you do anything.
Yep. All right, so that training session finished. I think it's a good time to move on to everybody's favorite.
The viewer matches.
Viewer matches!
Let's watch these intense fighters put their knowledge to the test.
Let me just make sure that, okay, music and stuff looks good. Y'all be sure to tell me if sound or whatnot needs adjusting. Alright, so first match of the stream is going to be Dark Stream versus Grover Toast. Let's do it.
Dark Stream versus Grover Toast. Italian palm. Very salty Italian palm. Let's see. Will Darkstream... I think Darkstream plays Oleander?
Yeah,
Not sure
they
about
do.
Grover Toast.
Grover Toast, I mean, safe to assume, probably. I don't know.
Possibly.
Yo, this match ping though, 33.
That's beautiful. I love it. I don't get 33 ping with anyone except like Husky Bits. He's like the only guy I get low ping with. Dark plays whatever. Well, that's good. It's good to be well-rounded. Helps you learn.
Builds character.
At last, we shall see
Tienro
who is
versus,
stronger, ice or fire.
Velvet. So we're going to be looking a lot at the Tienro's offense because Tienro's a lot more of an offensive character than Velvet is.
See how they approach. Slowly, okay.
There's a counter hit. It's hit by the low. Gotta be careful because you can't block while you're air dashing.
And just like you said, look at how much damage Dark's Grover is getting just from like the stray 5C hits of it. Because the first hit bonus on those moves is really high.
And as you can see, they're kind of doing what we might call hit confirms, like they did a 5C, 2C into Shatter. The Shatter's unsafe. So they did a string into it.
Round 2. Fight.
I don't know how well Darkstream knows how to play Tiana.
No more games.
Low there. They got the counter hit. So many trades. That's another minor thing, is if two hits hit at the same time, you get what they call a trade, where both of you take damage and get put into hit stun. And both of you also get counter hit.
Darkstream got a firecracker off there, but couldn't convert off. Nice corner switch, hits him with a low. Goes into
nice
a pretty basic combo. Nice job.
Tries to go into launcher. Darkstream didn't confirm that launcher. It's lucky that he got... or she? It's lucky that they got push blocked, because they might have gotten punished if they had that launcher blocked. There's a bit of a hit confirm there. Didn't go into launcher though. It's something to work on. There's a hit confirm into super.
It's over now.
Nice job. Darkstream's able to take it.
With every lesson comes understanding.
Darkstream hit Grover Toast with a counter hit.
Final round. Fight! Fight!
There you go. The raw launcher gets counter hit. The launchers are also really slow, so they're not really good to do out of nowhere. There's a little hit confirmed from the jump attack. There's the launcher again. There's one major thing to work on when it comes to hit confirming. It's knowing when to do launcher. Because launcher is actually like every character's most unsafe move for the most part.
It is. So
you want to be very careful.
Ooh, 5C direct into super. Good block on it by Dark. Nice firecracker. Let's see how long
you do the super later on in the combo. What? Combo from the trade, wow.
This is my kill. No, not yet.
Oh, the whiff
punish. Grover used wind to make that 5A whiff from Dark Stream. Oh no. Well played by Grover though. Right? So these are going to be best of 3? Yeah, so we're gonna go one more Dark versus Grover.
Or possibly 2 more.
Possibly 2 more.
Let me say rematch. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'm amazed. It seems kind of strange, but a lot of special moves when they trade, they seem to send the opponent the wrong way.
Yeah,
which might be
that'll work. Though. It's been reported, so I think they'll take a look-see-loo into it.
Because last night we saw that with Velvet 5D, the snowflake. It did the same thing.
Or like push them forwards.
Yeah, it pushed them towards her instead of away.
Stop showing off and get down to
Dark
business.
Stream going on Oleander. Okay.
Fine, we fight. Just don't touch me.
I do not agree to these terms.
Really?
I don't agree to these terms either, Fred.
Ah, the trade again. These two trade a lot.
Nice.
Here they go with the jump attack. Hit her crouching. That's good. Jump attacks do that.
You little
5A beats out 5C. Darkstream does get over the overhead though.
Oof, that
Good
hurts.
pressure so far by Grover here. Darkstream not blocking a lot on their wake up, so they're getting away with a lot of these heavy hitters.
Yeah. One of the important things to remember about offense is that you can't always go for offense. Like, if you're getting hit, you shouldn't be pressing attacks, because you'll get countered.
Fireball. Whip punish on the 5C.
Wow.
Oh, but gets hit by Shatter A.
You may have my autograph now.
It's important to know which jump attacks hit below you, too.
Round 2.
Jump A for Oleander hits, like, above her. It doesn't hit really downwards.
That's true.
It's not really good at jumping on people off the ground. It's more for hitting other people who are in the air. Oh, no.
I think Dark wanted to grab them out of the super, but they were too far. Velvet Super has a property where like it pulls the opponent into it, so you need to be careful about that. Dark is scared. I'm having a lot of trouble getting in here against Grover. Ah, I could have punished that Shattered Steam.
Super. Ah. She jumps into that one. Not doing the air blocking.
Over now.
There's the trade again. They get so many trades.
Grover takes it pretty convincingly. Well played to both of them.
Rematch?
Who are we watching next? Should we get Sammy versus Peachy?
Sammy versus Peach.
Or maybe DJ Lab? DJ Lab is someone I've only seen once.
Let's do Sammy versus Boat.
Boat?
Because I know Boat is a pretty good Arizona.
What? We'll see a whole lot of offense then. And then maybe we can do...
I wonder if it's an Arizona mirror.
Maybe. I don't know who Sammy plays.
It's not Sammy, it's Sammy player. So he just mirrors.
Sammy player?
Yeah, dude, he just mirrors whoever else he's playing.
Ah. Wouldn't there be an E then?
Ha! I told you! I told you!
I don't see a cow there.
Dude,
There's
I only
nothing
see
there.
one Arizona. Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
I only see one Arizona in Candel.
Come here.
Ah, there's the overhead.
It is. Oh, the overhead's being thrown out by Boat. That's some nice combos by Boat. Wow, look at these mix-ups.
Nice combo. See, the cool thing about when you get a combo started is that you can kind of just run through the combo without too much fear, because the opponent can't block anymore. That's why you gotta hit confirm. Most of your combo moves are unsafe.
Sammy went into 2C at the end there, and remember how we said some moves and 2C like one of them, if the opponent blocks them and you don't do anything afterwards, you will get punished like Sammy did there.
Ah, the rope. Those are unsafe. He didn't hit confirm.
Ooh, nice blocks, but a little bit too slow on the punish.
I feel like something we gotta discuss in Young Lions at some point is how to punish stuff.
How to punish stuff? Yeah, for sure.
I was thinking of doing a stream where I just explained how to use training mode to find out punishes and stuff like that. I don't know if that would be Young Lions or it could just be like a supplementary stream, but...
Fine, Sammy rocking back. Nice confirm into level 2. Let's see how they follow it up.
Ah, they dropped it. Tries to go for the overhead. And there's Boat throwing out an unsafe special move without confirming it first.
Oh my god, that was so scary to watch!
Nice overhead from Sammy.
Sammy's not out of it yet. He's telling Boat, yo, I got the moves too. Better watch out. Nice.
There we go. He's around.
That was a great combo at the end.
My favorite mirror.
My favorite mirror. Beef
Final
versus
round. Fight.
Yeah, Arizona versus Arizona is a very volatile match because both characters are very strong on the offensive side. She's got a lot of lows and a couple of strong overheads, but she's also got kind of short range.
It's really scary when she gets in, but she gotta put in the work here.
Her stomps are long range, but they can get jumped over, so you gotta be careful with those.
What was that elbow?
Little cross-up jump A. And there's the super confirm. Off of that jump A. Using the magic dash to keep it going. Using rope to get the magic. Boat confirms into stomp. Oh, gets the accidental side switch. Ah, Sammy gets hit low. Tries to punish but gets armored.
Yeah, Sammy a little bit impatient on the blocking there. Oh, but Bo drops it. Let's see if Sammy can get back in.
The overhead, it trades. That's a good time to overhead, too. Oh, this is so close. That might be it, but might take this one.
Oh,
no, he drops it.
whips! Has to be super.
Oh, that's
Yep.
it. It wasn't good of Sammy to jump there, actually. Jumping against Arizona when she can chip you out is not the best idea.
It's not,
if she
because if she supers, you can't really do anything. Some characters do have options like Oleander, but most of the time you just can't do anything. You have to sit there and take it. Well played. Potentially 2 more.
Yeah. Whoever wins 2 games first. Here we go.
It's a bush fighting a cow. I mean, not wrong.
It's a flying piece of blonde hair fighting a cow.
Like my pa always says, never underestimate the power of a kick in the head.
Round 1.
Yeah, those usually lead to
Fight.
concussions.
That's why she's so hard-headed.
Sammy gets the hit, turns into a combo. Nice job.
The best you got.
Gets counter hit.
You wait. Back off.
Going for a low string. Ah, skip.
Take off.
Kind of rope. There's the low string again. Oh, not blocking low. Nice 2 ropes. There's the
What an
overhead. See, now he knows that Boat wants to block low. that's when you throw out the overhead.
Those
Now that
blocked
they're
the first
worrying
hit,
about the
that opens
overhead.
up on the others.
Nuh-uh. Not a scratch.
Oh my god, that was so low.
I'll get you.
Ah, so many awkward situations there. Those are very hard to combo.
I think Sammy has the
Keep
meter
your
to
might.
take this if he's done.
Oop, he didn't super. Might regret that.
Gotcha.
Oh, he gets grabbed out of the armor. Armor doesn't dodge throws. Ooh, the stomp
That
went over
stomp
the
high
TV.
profile.
You're in for a
This might kill.
rodeo.
Oh, the comeback here. Nope.
Oh no. Oh no! Drop
He
the
forgot that
last moment.
you can only stagger once in a combo.
Yeah, so if you
was
try to
already
roll
used.
like that again, they just crumple.
Round 2. Fight.
You would watch Punish info. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make sure to set up something like that for you guys.
Didn't hurt.
Ooh, that was a good block by Sammy there to get us open up in the end. Nice, delaying the stomps just to catch both.
We're gonna see a super. Yep. Follow up into rope. Yep. We're gonna see another rope maybe. Ah, I missed it. For the strings.
Nice.
Oh, got caught short hopping, I think.
It looked like
Can't block while you short hop. Level 1 combo. Oh, whiffs the jump attack and then hits with a low instead. That's what we call an empty jump low, where you trick someone by not doing a jump attack, and they think that they have to block high, and you just do a low attack the second you land.
Yo, Bode was able to block that overhead from the and like look at
Oh, I can't believe that hit.
KO.
I don't think Boat thought that would hit either, because he didn't level 2.
Well, he was able to get the round anyway,
Final
so he
round.
saved himself a bar.
Fight.
Yeah. Block string into rope. Ah, trying to go for the overhead. It's jumped over.
Got counter hit. I guess he was trying to. Bode was trying to push something after that.
Level 2 combo. Rope back into the corner. That's good. The corner is a very good positional offensive advantage. Ooh, punishes the rope. Wonder if Boat wanted rope or wanted counter.
Ooh, that was sneaky. That was sneaky. Oh my god, what a call out!
That's great.
What a call out!
Dash. Can't block while you magic dash. There's the short hop again. Jumps
That's it,
over the
that's it.
super. That's not it.
Oh,
Arizona
oh,
super
he
loses
didn't
damage based on distance.
That's right. Oh, but Savvy gets it in the end. Well played. Oh my god, that call out on Magic Dash was so good.
Player 1 wins.
That's
makes
two
it
in
1-1.
favor- Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's 1-1.
Where to from
These
here?
two are neck and neck.
Gonna see another game between these two. Rematch.
Rematch, please.
Please.
Please, sir, do you have any rematches? Ooh, yeah. We didn't see any Arizona counter. Here we go. Grand finals. Sammy versus Vote. Who will take the cup?
Never underestimate the
Arizona
power of a kick
stage.
in the head.
Ready? Fight.
Even more camo for Camo Arizona.
So much camo. Ah, whiffs the rope.
Punished for it.
Gotta be careful with rope. It's kind of like one of those moves that you sometimes gotta hit confirm. It's like a mix. Because sometimes you can use it outside of combos to catch people, but usually you just want to combo into it.
Nice block, but remember, if he
Overhead.
blocks a paranormal like that, it's still Bo's turn. Got punished for it.
Blocks the overhead, doesn't punish it, but goes for his own overhead. That's actually kind of smart. Because usually when someone does an unsafe move, they're scared and they wanna block. So sometimes you can abuse that to get something bigger.
Yo, gets caught by arrow, bro. Opens up low after. Check your feet.
Just you wait.
Low again, but this time there's an overhead after.
Go into overhead. Oh my god.
These are a few of my
Bo
favorite
takes
things.
that first round pretty
Kicking,
convincingly.
stomping, and kicking.
See if Sammy can
It all started off of that block on Sammy's overhead. It's really dangerous. You can lose momentum really fast.
Here's one of those cross-ups we were talking about.
Come here.
The overhead this time.
Nice scratch.
His JD was high enough that Bo wasn't able to combo off of the show.
Oh, call out on the jump.
This is gonna be super. It has to be. Oh, no.
This might be super though.
Ooh,
Oh, he drops it. Rope. Counter hit. They both of them went for the same move, but Sammy did his first.
Yeah.
I think Sammy's probably gonna super here. Nope. They
Get
didn't
the
get the
wall
wall stick.
slam. Oh, no punish though.
Ah, gets grabbed out of stomp by the rope, and I think that's gonna be it.
That's it.
It's over
Nice. Well played by both. Well played by both players. That was really fun to watch. Really good use of everything that we talked about. Using lows, opening up with overheads, counter hitting, and punishing.
from here.
Really good stuff. Well played by both players.
Alright, who should we get next?
Let's do Peachy versus Delone.
Peachy and Delone, huh? They're all crowding around.
All crowd. Everybody wants to watch the next Bode versus Sammy. I'm ready.
Oh,
Ooh,
Paprika versus Paprika.
mirror. This is also really fun to watch. Let's see what both of these players do.
Ready? Fight.
Paprika's kind of crazy. She's got a whole slew of overheads, a whole lot of teleports and stuff.
Oh, that pot.
And very
Peachy, though.
big combos. Long combos. Ah, there's a big overhead. Gets punished for it though.
Ooh, actually, see? Oh, cartwheel C just whipped. It's punished for it. Look at this
Combo into
damage.
super. Look at all that damage, yeah. What's the mix up? Nothing.
Just
It was just
meaty
a
5A.
5A, but it worked. Blocks the low. Ah, the trade. So many
Another
card
teleport
seeds.
C. When the air grab gets teched? What?
Wow.
Dude, all Paprikas think the
They're
same
both
thing.
doing it. One after another, they're dropping. Oh, it's gonna
Bodies hit
hit.
the floor.
It's gonna do a lot. Are they gonna do the basket burst?
It's
Yep,
fast
that might
hits.
kill.
Kills. Oh my god.
The apple? Oh,
Dude, all Paprika players are
That
just
was
like
close.
nuts.
they're crazy. And it's
Completely in
great.
sync.
Fight.
They're a hive mind, I tell you. Oh, the call out.
Cancels. Is Roller gonna be able
Watch
to
out for
hit?
that low. Oh, he didn't go for the overhead. He could have done an overhead at the same time, and then they would have probably gotten hit by one or the other. Nice low hit confirm into cartwheel C for some nice damage. This first why sheeps have to wear rain hats. Why? Because paprikas are falling from the sky.
Just meaty 5C.
Oh, doesn't punish it. He push blocked it on accident, I think. If you push block an unsafe move, you can't punish it anymore.
Depends on the move, but usually yes. Ooh, blocks the third hit of T-shirt. That's also unsafe. No punish though.
Second hit of T-shirt has such a crazy hitbox. It's great. That might be it. Peachy might
No,
be able
no,
to take
not yet.
the combo. The super.
Block it, block it.
Oh, super. See if Delone can get this this big punish.
Yo, Peachy's gonna teleport C right here. I'm calling it. I'm calling it.
They're both gonna tell you. The throw!
Oh no! The wake
Tried to
up
throw.
super.
Wake up super is invincible in the first part.
Paprikas.
That was close.
Nice. Well played. Well played. All right. All right.
Yeah, not every super is invincible. You gotta remember that.
Rematch.
Alright, rematch.
Oh my god, this crowd. This crowd. All right. I got it. We in there.
We are officially in there.
Dude, getting a spectator off when they're crowded is harder than Sekiro. I'm telling you.
I've never played a Dark Souls game.
Shut, they're fun. But you should play this game more.
Fighting games are harder.
Ready?
Dude, when I face paprikas that are that nuts, I agree. The computer, you at least know what the computer's doing.
Oh, the counter hit. Gets hit short hopping. Gets hit by the overhead.
One thing to touch on is 2 characters have something called a short hop in this game, Paprika and Arizona, where they just do like a mini jump. And while they're doing this mini jump, they can only use air normals. They can't block doing it.
They can't block, but it essentially gives them like faster jump-in attacks. Like most jump-in attacks are a lot slower and more reactable, but short hop attacks, they hit faster and they can help them pressure you more.
Round 2.
But the exchange is that they can't block like a normal jump.
Yeah, so if you see like an opponent going for a lot of short hops, you can just like throw out a normal and they'll just
Yeah. You can sometimes hit him out of it. You can use your anti-air attack. A lot of options against it.
Who's gonna get hit?
Ooh. Gets hit from behind. All the supers left and right.
Again, Delone hitting Peachy with his own wake up. It's like you ain't the only one with super boss. Here we go. What's it gonna be?
But as you can see, Peachy has a whole lot of meter using that combo. It's a very long combo.
Oh, that
Peachy already has 2.5 bars. Delone's gonna take this one.
Yeah. That was a really good delay on T-shirt. He was able to catch Peachy trying to press the button. Nice job.
Alright, that's 1-1 again.
Player 1 wins.
Delone firing him back. I got moves too, bro.
Where to from here?
I love in all of the Paprika songs in the game, there's always the guy in the background who goes, yow!
Yeah, it's just this random guy. Oh my god, he did it perfectly.
He just goes, yow!
If I didn't know any better, I would think it was you, Kim. Spot on. Oh, there's one in training stage idol theme, right?
Yeah, where the kids go, yay!
Yay! Or something. I'm like, oh my god.
And then in the actual training stage theme, you have someone who yells, go. And it's at the same point. They both did the same voice line.
I told you it's so insane. Cartwheel A to start off. Delone is able to catch Peachy with it. Drops it. Ooh. Gets with the short hop JC. Just run away.
Gives up offense entirely and runs away.
And put myself in the corner. Why not? Nice block.
The block and punish. Oh, the air throw.
Oh my god, you were telling me how you could combo into it. I've never seen it, bro.
Yeah, if you can stagger people and then combo to throw with any character who tries to stagger. Ooh, no combo from that though.
Oh my god.
The teleports.
These are next level mind games.
You got hit by that one though.
You should drop it though. Oh! Delone missing to confirm.
Heyo.
Oh, the potted plant.
Just barely hitting cartwheel C.
Pap is very fun to watch.
She's
Especially when
fun
there's
to
two
listen
Paps.
to, dude. Just like look
Delone
away,
getting
just
all
look
these
at the screen
pushes.
black and just listen.
Oh, he dropped the
Oh my god, but gets it with the cinnamon roll.
whiff punish after push block. Very nice. Gets crossed up by that one.
It's just raining alpacas, dude.
It really is just raining alpacas.
Got combos. Here we go. What's it gonna be? Low, overhead, or are we just gonna grab?
There's the grab.
That was
Sometimes people are so scared of what direction they gotta block that they just get hit by every grab.
Well played
That's
by
when grabs are most
Delone.
effective.
Brought it back pretty convincingly.
Yeah, very nice.
Peachy wasn't silent though. He had a lot of good stuff.
Where to from here?
Very nice stuff.
All you just hear is raspberries. Oh my god.
Is there anyone who would like to play on stream? Any new players who want to give it a shot?
Played.
I don't think Ander or DJ Lab have played. If they want to play.
Oh yeah, they haven't. Ander here? Oh, DJ Lab's in training.
Yeah, Ander's here.
We could do
DJ Lab's
Ander
in
versus
training.
Tailnick.
Oh boy. Tailnick is a pretty high level Tianwo.
Well, we're about to see some high level Tianho. Then
High level Tianwo.
Tianwo.
Tianwu. Tina. Sparky. So many names.
You can measure a Tianho's power level based on their. Oh no.
Oh, that's a lot of ping.
That's a lot of ping. You can measure a Tianho's power level based on their.
Except Husky. He's the exception. But everyone else, it's kind of accurate.
Everybody else, yeah. Husky breaks the power level reader, but everybody else.
If fighting is sure to result in victory, then you must fight.
Let's see who's the better swimmer. I'm ready.
Round 1. Fight.
Ooh, the frame trap.
Okay.
There's the teleport C.
Yeah, I see the underwater though. Opens up
Just
low.
gets hit. It wasn't even a low, that's the thing.
Oh, that's right. 2B isn't even low.
Forward? Maybe they were trying to jump forward? Something. Tailnick gets the hit. Ooh, the reset into a low. How much did you miss? You missed the trading session and 3 or 4 viewer matches so far. Or viewer match sets. They're all 2 out of 3.
Yo, teammates, would you like to join for viewer matches? Feel free to hop on.
Yeah. When are we gonna switch viewer matches to the other thing?
We'll probably do 1 or 2 more matches, and then we'll switch to the match form.
Yeah. Sounds good. Ooh, the little firecracker combos, I like them.
Look at how Tailnick still combos in this thing. The power of Tianwo, dude.
Oh, we could probably go until like 5:30 or whatever time it is for viewer matches.
Do not let
It'd be like an hour.
Be the end.
Hey, I'm thinking we could probably do like 2 more best of 3s.
Round 2.
Yeah.
Fight.
Oh, he blocked it.
Nice.
No punish though.
Ash.
Oh, the wake up Ash. Ash is kind of interesting because it leaves the ground very fast.
The first hit isn't an overhead though, it's the second hit that's an overhead.
Yeah, I think the first hit doesn't even hit people who are on the ground.
Yeah, if you're
Only the
crouching.
second hit does. If you're crouching, I think it's just any time.
Is it anytime?
I think I labbed it and it was like weird, something like that. I thought maybe you could use it to like, not many people are gonna know what it is, but I thought maybe you could use it to fuzzy guard break.
Yeah, see like right there, the first move of it whiffed because they were so low, you're right.
Tianwo's face when she gets hit.
Oh, that's kind of a cross-up.
Tailnick, I think, tried to push block the broccoli.
But he
That's why they got
blocked
countered
everything
there.
first.
Oh,
gets trapped.
it's very hard to punish Paprika when there's a fruit there, because you can't use A. If you use A, you just eat the fruit instead.
Let's go num num num.
Final round.
Num num.
Fight.
Dude, everybody's voice lines are amazing.
They really are. The voice actors, such a good job on those. Especially Paprika.
Paprika's voice
voice
actress is just amazing beyond words.
Every voice line from Paprika is great. It's like, how do you even write a script for that?
Good stuff here from Tailnick. Level 2 opens up
Broccoli's
a lot
a
of
fruit.
pressure options for Monho.
Meaty Ash.
Meaty Ash.
Someone burnt the steak a little too much. Wake up soon.
Oh my god!
Okay. I think combo with the super is gonna close it out.
Yeah, that's it.
It's over now.
Tailnick takes it. Yo, so it's important to recognize that
Do not let
when
defeat be
Paprika
the
is
end.
like moving too
Killua
off
wins.
screen, she's invincible. But when she's running back at you, she's not. So she just ran face
Where
first
to from here?
into
Yeah,
Ash.
she's only invincible during the start. Once she's running at you, it's not anymore. Alright, so we're gonna get another one? Do they want a rematch? Let's see. See if they go for it.
Is the ping too bad? Okay. Let's divvy it up. Let's do
Tume's here. Uh-oh. Get out of there. I think they're still in the fight menu.
Oh, I don't
Nope,
think
not
so.
anymore.
Let's see if there's anybody Andrew can play a little bit better. Because like I could feel like the underwater in their movements.
How much ping do I have to some of these people? 150 with Tume.
Oops.
113 with Peachy.
Oh, okay.
You want to get Tume versus someone since
I
they
want to see
came
if
in?
Tume and Ander.
If they got alright ping.
Mm-hmm. You missed everything. It's over. We're done. Good day, sir.
Tume!
Hey! About
About
133.
133.
Let's do it. Tume versus
Let's do it.
Ander.
Alright. Ander versus Tume.
It's the Willy Wonka. Good day, sir.
Yeah. Just quoting Willy Wonka.
Did you set them to spectate?
I did.
Okay.
Did you?
I did.
Alright, there we go.
I got our bowler hats ready.
That's a much...
Wait. What? It's not.
Oh, we're too crowded with spectators. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Can you guys
don't
stop
fight
it
yet.
real quick?
Oh.
Oops.
Technical difficulties.
Alright,
too many people trying to spectate
We'll prevent the spectate
when they
from
could
occurring.
just, watch the stream.
Alright, we can do a different one on the stream in the meanwhile. Do Tailnick and Boat have good ping? It'll be nice to comment it in like a higher level one.
Alright, I'm just gonna restart my game. Yeah. Yeah, try not to crowd the spectating. Linkster is saying exactly what needs to be said.
The streamed matches. Nah? Oh, okay.
Uh-oh, I'm getting impatient.
Um,
It's interesting.
$313. Oh my god. Did DJ Lab play?
No. DJ Lab has not played yet.
Oh, wait. Yo, I want to see if we can get, it's okay, dude. There's no skill level requirement here, just here to chill. Let's do DJ versus Bardic.
Contacting server. Loading map. I'm getting in.
Alright, hold up. Wait for Candel.
I'm here.
Alright.
No! Don't call me that.
You're sweet like candy.
Censor the stream.
Alright, let's do DJ versus Bardic. Yo, Tume and Ander are still going at it. We'll see if we can get them. Are you spectating them?
Yeah, I'm spectating.
It's not. Oh, because you're locked into the other match. I think I have my stream to pretty low delay, right?
You can solo commentate.
Alright. You can be with
I'll
me
listen
in
to the
spirit,
play-by-play.
Candel. In the left side, we have DJ, and on the right side, we have Bardic Dragon. Both are stepping up to the plate. Let's see what character selections are going to be. Thank you all for joining me for the annual Fighting Fanatics Golf Club.
Apparently my worried eyebrows are new. I've never had them before.
Never had them before. I'm sure there's like a bunch of stuff in the salt mines I've yet to discover. On the right side, we have Bardic Dragoon as Oleander, and on the left, we have DJ Live as Paprika. Let's see how both of our contestants will fare. DJ Live opens up with a card key, but doesn't get anything off of it.
I need willpower.
Opens up Bardic Dragon with a low. Nice job. Bardic Dragon able to block the launcher, but no punish on it. Locked in the corner, opens up with a teleport. See, it gets grabbed into trouble. Let's see how Bardic is going to capitalize.
At least it says you can barely hear you.
Oh, am I that low? Okay, my bad. Alright. So, really good start by DJ Lab. Ooh, nice block on the teleport C. It's opened up my t-shirt. Just be careful, right over that apple. Okay, we're off of this now. We're good.
Not yet.
Heyo.
Nice job. Yo, DJ Lab actually takes it pretty well. They had a super good string against Bardic at the start.
Round 2.
Round 2, here we go.
Oh no, the ASMR.
The ASMR
I
stream.
need willpower.
So Bardic is like replying with strings, but they're simple ABC strings, while DJ Lab has a little bit more combos going on. So far, DJ Lab is winning out in the damage battle. The Sparks. Looks like DJ is looking for a teleport. Yep, there it is. Ooh, no punish by Bardic though. Remember, you can press 5A and you can punish it on block. Ooh, gets crossed up. Soft knockdown. Does not block waking up. And DJ takes the first one.
Paprika wins.
DJ hitting us with the hot I ain't that good. Wow.
Where to from here?
Rematch.
Alright, here we go. Round 2.
Here I am, once again.
Alright, Linkster, I hired my volume just for you. Just for you, Linkster.
He hired it. He didn't raise it.
I didn't raise it. I hired it. I gave it a raise.
Rose from the flames of quietude. Peachy Kaz all alone in the Fightin Fanatics chat.
Poor Peachy
ASMR
Kaz.
stream. Oh, the best Paprika voice line.
Dude, I just want Paprika ASMR, just like silent raspberries. Opens up Bardic. Let's see how they respond. Okay, got the throw. No conversion off of it. Fireball. Getting outworked.
Oh, maybe tried to teleport C. Oh, there's the low.
So Bardic kind of let DJ Lab just kind of walk up to him for free there, and is Oleander part of your pressure is like throwing fireballs when you're far away like that?
And sometimes pressing buttons, because you do have a lot of good long-range folks.
Yep. And Paprika kind of needs to get down and personal to be able to hit you.
Like, very close.
Heyo.
There's the low. Hee.
God, I can't do that.
Fight.
I would try, but I don't feel like doing that on stream.
Do it for the fans, Campbell.
Please
Counting
block.
on you. Barda
DJ
gives a lot
Lab.
of respect to DJ Lab. At full
DJ Lab
speed.
possibly trying to teleport there. You crash for a moment and then just whiff a normal.
Seriously?
Might be a teleport attempt.
Okay, nice. We got combos. Here we go.
There's the fireballs, controlling the space, getting a combo. Very
That was a
nice.
good confirm.
Ah, there's the lows. Didn't fully confirm though. The trade. Ah, that wasn't a combo.
That wasn't real.
Bardic could detect it.
Yeah. So they added a really nice feature where the combo counter that shows up, if it turns blue with like a error mark or whatever, it means you could have teched through the combo.
Yep. It means that it was not a what we call true combo. True combos keep the opponent in hit stun the entire time. Untrue combos, the opponent is just in the air and could have air teched, but did not.
Oh my god, was that actually a punish on Fireball? Nice super by
Think
DJ
so.
Lab. Well played, takes it 2-0.
Paprika wins.
2-0.
Hashtag go for the block.
Rematch?
Bardic actually had really good blocks, but I don't think they were familiar enough with the punishes. Well played by both. Okay, we can do one more best of 3 match commenting.
Alright, looks like Ander got into a fight.
Let's do. Has Biennial played? Biennial.
That's just Bicaf.
Oh, that's Bicav?
Yeah.
Yo, we should do Bicav versus Boat, or Bicav versus,
Well, Peachy wants to fight. We could get Tume
Peachy.
versus Peachy, maybe? Since Tume only got to play...
Oh, yeah, okay.
Let's-
Let's do Tume versus Pichu, sure. Or,
Wait,
yeah.
this is not extreme. Bicaf.
Bicav versus me. Okay, we may have time for another one. We'll see.
And Bicaf has to be
Bicav has
keyboard.
keyboard. Oh, this is 200 MS. Okay.
We'll see how it goes.
See how it goes. You made your bed. Now it's time to lie down. Oh my god, that was a lot of chests.
Yeah. Very loud when a lot of chests spawn at once. I'm gonna put that in feedback.
Dude, it was like when Oleander supered Palm Dogs. Like, actually, my ears just started bleeding. The voice of 1,000 dogs.
Red, look alive.
All dying.
Ready? Fight.
Paprika versus Oleander. Okay.
Ah,
Nice
immediate
punish
block.
by Tume.
Yes, feedback.
Gets
Yeah.
caught by the delay.
Untrue combo. You get to see exactly when it was able to be gotten out of too.
Nice block. You should going for a lot of the teleport C's.
Oh, the punish! That was a punish. Not all moves are counter hit punishable, but that one was definitely a punish.
Nice fireball.
The
Doesn't
low.
block them.
So many blocks.
That was good recognition by
The
Tume to not
teleports.
try to press 5A on top of the feedback cap.
Wow, gets away with eating the broccoli for the meter. Oh, the cross up.
Yeah, JC was a little bit too high. If they went for JP, then they could have probably hit.
Paprika's kind of special because not a lot of her combo options are actually that unsafe. Like the first hit of T-shirt isn't super unsafe, and if it is, well, it is technically a little bit unsafe, but most people don't try to punish it because they're too scared of the other ones. And she can combo out of it pretty easily. She can also do cartwheel A, which is pretty safe.
I lost stuff after.
Paprika is kind of special.
Paprika's a special alpaca. Smiley face.
She is the best stuff actually.
Need more power.
Ooh, opens up.
A minor setback.
Nice block on the wake up, but gets opened up low after.
It's not a combo they could have teched. Okay.
Just super. Do it.
My game just crashed.
Wait, what? What? Hold up. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we saw something really weird right there. Yo, so Peachy supered Tumei's Spark, right? And they're coming out from behind Tumei, but she just completely went past Tumei.
And my game crashed.
Wow. That was so ridiculous that Candle actually crashed. Dude, what happened there? Alright, don't worry.
I'm glad you got that on stream, because I don't even know what happened.
We'll hit the
I
depths
didn't
with that
see it.
one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give them their crash dump file.
What's up, Dark?
Steam.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys. We just want to finish up Peachy versus Tumei.
What are they talking about? Bycav versus Dark?
Yeah, we'll do like one match for them instead of a best of 3.
Yeah, because we are getting to almost an hour of viewer matches. Tumei versus Peachy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm back.
Here we go.
Alright, let me find my crash files.
Oh, crash! Ollie phase through it, dude. Ollie phasing. She's got the Slayer teleport.
Well, I like her.
Round 1.
I feel like you're pretty one-sided in that opinion, Fred. I think like every character. Ooh, nice block by Tumei. Nice, challenges the t-shirt, gets it right. Here we go, pressure started. The trade, it's still in Tumei's favor. Ooh, but Peachy able to start the combo. Nice. Doesn't get anything. Oh, cartwheel C whips, but Tumei no punish for it, but is able to open up Peachy afterwards. Nice job. Sushi, check your feet, check your toesies. Nice punish. It's not safe.
Alright, I'm back from the land of uploading crash files.
The land of Haw.
Yes. I'm gonna have to watch this clip too. I gotta see what happened.
Alright. Ooh,
Gotta see
no
the
block
moment.
there.
The moment I crashed.
Corner. Nice whip punish, but isn't able to hit confirm properly into the combo.
Isn't it over?
Ooh. Peachy just does 5A, stops into cartwheel, and Peachy's gonna take the first round. Ooh, Tumei almost had it. Did
Didn't
you
even look
see
like
it?
it back. That's weird.
Did you see? She's like actually just phased through Oleander.
Round 2.
Yeah, during the fireball. Must have been a camera thing. I don't know.
Actually.
Very strange. Oh, blocks the overhead, gets the punish too.
Punish. Followed up with 2A too. That's good. Let's see if Tumei can call Fred here. They had a lot of opportunities. Nice, jumps over. Does not want to press A on top of that fruit.
Oh, counter hit too.
Let's see Frederick. This is your chance. Oh, is a little bit too slow in that combo. Peachy able to block out of it. Hit stun was over.
There's the combo into throw. One minor note about offense is that if you're hitting your opponent a lot with counter hits, it usually means that they're not even trying to block. So you don't even have to go for like low or overhead mix-up kind of stuff. You can kind of just go for pressure and hope that they keep getting counter hit.
Yeah, Paprika Picnic Basket
Paprika
burst is
wins.
low, and Tumei was blocking high. Well played, well played. Good stuff.
Rematch?
Was it a backdash? Oh my god, that's actually godlike if that was a backdash. Because backdash, that wasn't even a wake up backdash. That was like 3
After
frames?
fireball.
How many frames is that?
It was definitely like, didn't they throw the fireball and then do that?
Yeah, they threw a
So-
fireball and then they backdashed, I guess.
So, by Calf and Dark, right?
Alright, we'll
For,
do
like,
one.
game?
By Calf and Dark. Let the memes flow.
That was I'm going to backdash out of habit and somehow miraculously avoid this. Yeah. Sometimes miracles happen.
Airbud is real. It's like that. It's like that one baseball movie, Angels on the Field, or something like that.
Angels in the outfield.
Angels in the outfield. That was it, dude. The best baseball miracle.
Look alive.
Bycalf picking random.
I have to be here.
It's the palm.
It's the palm.
Fight.
JC.
JC. The Oscar special. Here we go.
Today is just the palm special in general.
I told you, we're letting the memes flow. Back up read. Okay. Bycalf just kind of sticking in the
not
corner.
confirming that launcher. Was that a punish?
I'm not sure.
I
I
don't
don't
remember
think
what move got
2B's
blocked.
is 2B unsafe like that? I'm not sure.
I'm gonna have to look at my wonderful frame data.
Our handy dandy. No.
If I could actually see the pinned messages, there we go.
Just give it your
It
all.
might actually be. That's the thing. I would not be surprised because a lot of normals are actually a lot more in safety. Yeah, it's -6.
I hear it's 0-10 in Paul's favor. Shut up, Linkster. Ooh, Epilogue catches Bycalf. Oh my god, the side switch! But he doesn't get anything off of it.
But yes, that was a punish because that is -6. I can't believe All Green Gamer is here. I'll not confirm the launcher, but Bycalf got hit anyway.
Locks and gets hit by the launcher? Okay. I'll take it.
Not whole grain, all green. It's difference, I think.
Round two. Fight.
Half grain,
Half grain.
about 2/3 grain.
This is my morning
That healthy
oats
enough?
right there. Darkstream kind of flinched in that air-to-air. No buttons. What?
Backdash!
Did that 5C actually whiff?
Yeah, backdash.
Oh.
Backdash has some invincibility.
Some invincibility, quote unquote.
Yeah, it's like 4 frames, 5 frames or something, I don't know.
Okay.
Raw super is not getting
Okay.
confirmed.
Well, it's more like a block.
In the highs. Not confirming the launcher either. Oh, gets counter hit.
Sick 'em. Oh, Calpino. Oh my god.
Oh, the fancy floats. Punish
Nice
is the
punish.
command dash.
Sick
Raw
of
super.
that. Dude, look at how fast Papa Dog was going. Excuse me, sir. Do you have any idea how fast you're running? Good block. Good block. Push block.
Oh, the counter hit.
Oh,
Oh,
JC
it's tagged.
hits.
We did it.
And Bycalf takes it.
Home
Question
wins.
mark, question mark, question mark.
I mean, Palm did say that they did it.
Dude, it's a 0-10 matchup, dude.
Oh yeah, there's no way Palm can win.
No, it's 0-10 in favor of Paul.
Oh. So Palm always wins?
Paul always wins.
I can't believe
I can't believe you've
Darkstream
done
hates
this.
Bycalf officially.
I can't believe you've done this.
Friendship ended with Bycalf. Goodbye, says Sunsoft.
Bagosh! Bagod! Dude, every time I play Arizona, I keep like imagining that Whitest Kids You Know video. It's like, you boys better quit that whooping! I don't know if you know that or not. Just because.
I don't think so.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick 5-ish minute break real quickly. Grab your drinks, grab your snacks if you'd like. Feel free to stick around because Candel and I are going to be going into a in-depth match overview commentary between him and I. We're going to outline the format real quick when we step in, but for now we're going to go on break and we'll be right back. And we're back.
We
Back.
are.
Thank you for your patience.
We have returned from the grave.
Let's me just hire myself a little bit based on.
He's gonna hire himself.
Stop! Stop! Okay, what do you want from
one's
me?
saying it.
What do you want from me?
I'm going to raise my volume.
All right, let me
hire myself.
go ahead.
Help wanted.
Go ahead and get this proper. All right. Here we go. Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing.
All right, so hopefully like the stream is showing it properly. I think we're good to go. So just a general review again of what's going on here. Can't Linkster, please. We're going to play a match between Candel and I, and then we're going to like go back through it and just kind of like pause at some interesting points, give you guys some insight into like what we're thinking when we do specific things. If we just want to touch or like expand on cool things, you know, this is just an excuse to kind of like go a little bit more in depth into stuff and just have fun with it. And
yeah,
of
match
course,
analysis.
Match analysis. And of course, at any times, if you guys have any questions about terminology or whatnot that we're using, feel free to shoot it in the chat and we'll answer you. Just to refresh again, we will be using something called numpad notation, which if you look at your computer, numpad 5 means you're not pressing any direction. 6 means you're pressing the direction in front of you. So if you were standing left side, 6 would be to the right. If you're standing right side, 6 would be to the left.
6 is just forward.
It's just forward. 4 is back. 8 is just up, direct up. 2 is direct down. And so
And
when
then
we
got
say
your diagonals.
you got the diagonals, right? Like 1, 3, 7, 9. So when we say stuff like 5C, that means just standing C. 6C, like forward C. 3C, that's like diagonal forward C, etc., etc.
Yeah.
All right, so let's play first video.
We're gonna watch the whole thing first and
I
then
reckon you're in for a
go
wreck.
through it again? Or are we just gonna pause whenever we
No,
feel
the whole
like?
thing first.
Okay.
Ready?
Wow, look at this intense match. I wonder what's gonna happen. That's interesting. That TK Spark actually hit while blocking.
Yeah,
I mean, crouching.
Tech roll. Please, let me tech.
Fun fact, tech rolls are invincible to hits, but the later half of them cannot get, or they can get grabbed. I tried to
I
counter
got
there.
so lucky on that counter, real talk.
Just you wait.
J2C, just do it!
It works. It's like one of the best air hitboxes in the whole game. Even though it's not as good as it used to be, it's still one of the better ones.
Still one of the best, dude. All I want to do in this game is just J2C. That's it.
Yeah, and then you got dirty cow players like me running in and 6Aing. Not allowed to have fun. And then that happens. I get a little too careless with the rope sometimes. It's just how it works.
That's dangerous. Unsafe moves. Is this where I got you? No, that wasn't it. Oh my god!
Is the 6A?
Gotcha.
Mix-ups? No, grabs. See, that's the stagger grab I was talking about earlier. With normal to grab.
I think you
With
take
an
this.
overhead.
Yeah, dude, I didn't block that overhead again. Oh my god.
Y'all were cruising for a high.
Fun fact, you can move after winning the round.
Round 2.
I see a lot of people don't do that.
The optimized BM is all standard as you wave dash after them.
The optimized BM is a... What would Oleander do that's totally unnecessary and actually hurts her? Besides
her?
her super.
I mean, nah, it's just super.
Optimized BM is doing air reads even though you already just won the last round.
Right?
Wow, we're gonna see Fred here.
Here comes Frederick.
Look at this damage on this combo. He didn't even like finish it.
Why ain't you blocking?
Because I completely forgot all the training I did to block that overhead.
So,
I haven't done that in a few weeks.
You could have at least given me the satisfaction of hitting you with Epilogue.
Final round. Fight.
Nah. 3 backdashes round start.
I
What
was
am I
like,
doing?
are you sure that's enough backdashes, bro? Ooh, nice rope though.
Arizona neutral is very interesting because of rope.
That JB lift. Wow.
Oh, it's cross.
Developers, hello?
A minor setback.
Was that you trying to super and just looking?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I'd have to look back at it. I like how I countered the 5A, but it like barely whipped. Oh, there's a frame for
Oh my
super.
god.
I never pull it out against you.
You cheeky
I like
cow.
don't do it as much anymore. Ah, yes.
Ah,
Is
yes.
that a Discord notification?
Yeah, sorry guys, that was in the video.
No, another one! Oh, there's that punish that I like totally messed up. But it's
Nice.
fine.
That was really good. That was really good.
I remember that.
Cruising for a
I was like, wait, this isn't a combo.
That's not a combo. Yo, I probably baited everybody with the Discord right there. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, we're going. Alright, we're watching both first.
Oh, oops. No, we're going back.
We're going back to the past.
Going back. Samurai Jack.
Alright,
Alright, so let's see
so
what
here we
got.
have the round start animations. Those are pretty interesting.
Thank you for the commentary.
Yep.
In depth. Here we go.
Alright, let's look at this round start. Round start backdash.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's 6A.
Look
Okay.
at that. Look at that. Right? So round start, pretty normal. Round start, Oleander does have the advantage, quote unquote. Or not even quote unquote. She just has the advantage over Arizona because if I just round start
Dash 5A.
dash 5A, any normal that Arizona throws out at the start won't hit me. Or
And
will
it'll hit
just
stomp.
5A hit you? Actually, I'm not sure.
It'll be no your 5A definitely outranges mine.
Yeah, because yours is so short.
And
So
it'll counter hit stomp, it'll counter hit rope, it'll counter hit I can't even half the time I can't like forward dash or jump. It's very tough. My best options are like backdash or jump backwards.
that's why you see
Or just block.
Yeah, so that's why you see Candle like backdashing a lot on round starts. And that's also something you can do as Oleander to like begin pressure from match start. If you see the opponent tries to go for really weird or unsafe or things that will lose to your 5A, because Oleander's 5A is freaking humongous. So it's a good thing.
It's
to
like
do.
alright, so Arizona 5C is smaller than 5A.
Then 5A. Oh my god, it's so good.
Oleander 5A is huge.
Fight.
That was TK Smart.
Alright,
and
there's
look at
the
how
anti-air.
that hit!
Yeah. If you look at Oleander's J2C hitboxes, her hurtbox goes kind of far back. Her hurtbox just gets big in general.
It does. So one thing also to take advantage of as Arizona, or just as any character, is to realize how big your hitboxes are, and you can go do that by going into training and turning on hitboxes. They're like those colored boxes that you saw in the training session at the start.
Yeah, and then you can turn the game speed down also, so you can see them more clearly. Turn it down to like 10% and then do an attack, and you'll see very slowly what your attack looks like.
So an important way to, just improve in fighting games in general are to understand the properties of all your moves, their hitboxes, if they're unsafe, if they are safe. So it's a little bit of learning that you need to do, but it's an important part.
Yeah. Eventually you'll get to a part where you're playing your character is kind of just like second nature, and you don't have to think about what you're doing too much because you know what everything does.
Unless you're playing Paprika, there's no thinking
Unless
involved.
you're Paprika, then you don't know what you're doing
you
and
don't
it
know
works
what
anyway.
you're doing. Just raspberry. That was a good hit by Candle.
So I go for a reset there. Yeah, there's the tech roll grab I was talking about. Tech rolls are not immune to grabs.
They're
They're only
not.
immune to hits.
So
So if someone's tech rolling too much, you can call them out on it. Especially if you're like a character like Arizona or Paprika who can run. Running is very strong for tech roll chasing. Because you can actually catch up with them.
yeah, so right here, right? To me, I'm like thinking, he's like so far away, right? Because he backdashed, so I'm just gonna tech roll away from him. But characters with runs, what they can do is
Playtime.
bam,
That.
suddenly he's in my face and grabbing my tech wall. I'm like, well, that ended really poorly.
Over.
Gets a
And
hard
here,
knockdown off of it.
Amaron wakes up with 5A. You can see like a frame of it. Tries to punish my Stomp, but not in time. Stomp is actually Arizona's least unsafe move. It's only -7, which means you only have a
the
3
opponent
frame
needs
window
to
to
be
press.
awake to punish it, basically.
Yeah, very, very awake. And she can also cancel it into other stomps, so there's also that threat. It's very hard to punish
This
compared
was
to
really
most of her
good, by
moves.
the way. Look at how a little bit further. Look at how Candle, he sees that he doesn't have a hit confirm, so he ends his block string really safely. So right, he starts here with 5A. Or I guess not really safely, but just like he said,
It's relatively safe. That move is
relatively?
hard to punish.
yeah, because like he ends at 2-2A there, and like you said, I need to be like really, really on the dot in order to.
I don't think
punish
Amaron's
it.
ever actually punished 2-2A. The
2-2A.
only times I've ever gotten hit after it is because I backdash after,
Yeah,
and you
like,
can't block while
it's-
backdashing.
It's really hard to punish.
It's pretty tough. So if an opponent is showing you that they aren't punishing unsafe moves, you can actually just keep doing them until they start punishing them.
Yeah, because there's no reason to stop doing something that works until the opponent like shows you, hey, this isn't working anymore. It's time to switch it up.
Yep. Yeah, like if you always hit the opponent, it's like I was saying earlier, if you keep counter hitting your opponent when they're getting up, there's no reason to change what you're doing. You just keep counter hitting them
It's up to them
until
to
they
prove
learn how to
you.
block.
Yeah, it's up to them
And
to
if they
prove to
don't-
you.
If they don't block, then you win. It's simple as that.
Easy peasy. I go into block string reset on 5D. Oh my
I
god!
was being kind of silly there. I blocked the cross up.
I want to show
Only
that
other
in
can
slow
teleport.
motion. Yeah. So let's see if we can play.
Got it.
Bam! So he blocked the Candle, blocked the spark, and then push blocked it immediately. So that way, after I teleported, I'm like way too far to realistically hit him with something. I'm not sure if JC would reach, maybe, but
Maybe.
I'd have to test it out. But yeah, it's like a good way to prevent that scenario from Oleander, and Candle dealt with it
Of
wonderfully.
course, you do have to block the fireball the right way because she can teleport to either side. So you got to be careful about that.
And
But
she can
you can also just crouch.
That's right. Any
If it's an
single
air
one. Yeah, any single one of Oleander's air fireballs, even if I just like jump up a micrometer, you know, you can just duck under it and will not hit you. One thing to keep a note of is that Oleander can also teleport before the fireball hits you. That's kind of like the cross up quote, or one layer of a cross up. So
And she can teleport after.
yeah, or she can teleport after it hits you. So you just kind of need to be on your toes about it.
Yeah, it's pretty tough if you're not awake.
Are you woke? Are you woke, Candle?
I mean, I blocked it, so
You
I
blocked
guess.
it. Okay, Candle's woke, so we're good.
Just you wait.
Ah, the counter hit.
I think you were trying to, meet me with an air button.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to counter hit someone in the air if they're already doing an air normal. If they're already committed to one and you try to do a reaction button, it's just not going to work.
It's just not gonna work.
You have to already be doing a jump normal if you're going to predict a jump like that. If I'd done jump B as I was rising, it would have been different.
It would have
But-
been different. You would have hit me first.
Yeah, but because we jumped at the same time and he was already committed to J2C'ing, because J2C is really good when done instantly in the air, I lost that exchange.
And after that, I followed it up with a specific combo route for Oleander, and I do this kind of combo because right here, I'm now all the way on the left side of the screen, and Candle gets knocked all the way back. This is like basically we're full screen distance apart. This lets me get
That's definitely full screen.
Yeah, this
You
lets
can't
me get 3 easy reads as Oleander, and now Candle has to make his way back in against the zoner Oleander.
Yeah,
So
it's kind of because the fireballs control space a lot, and it's hard to stomp or rope if a fireball's there. So if Oleander's at full screen, she can just set those up. without any fear for the most part.
Basically. And
You
can end the combos differently, right? Like I could end it and put myself in your face to kind of like, you
pressure
know,
me.
yeah, like pressure you on wake up. That's another way to do it. This is just kind of like what your play style and what you want to do in a specific situation boils down to. For me, I like to like get Arizona away and build magic so I can have like 3 bars of magic to use. Other Oleanders might like to stay in their face and play the wake up game and stuff like that. We'll touch more like on the wake up game and whatnot in future Young Lions. But yeah, there's lots of things you can do. Push the rope. So right now,
here
I'm
I
just
kind of
putting a
have
bunch of
to.
crap.
Yeah, sometimes there are ways to beat traps as different characters, but as I'm kind of just trying not to deal with them because it is possible for Oleander to predict what you try to do and punish you for it. Like if I tried to stomp, she could probably just use smite and
Yeah, I would just hit. Also, like we said, great airs by Candel. Almost every single one of these fireballs, with the exception of that one, like this fireball right here, I'm about to do a air fireball. And Candel recognizes it, and so he just crouches, right? And it completely whiffs him. And then I go down, I'm like, oh, I'm going to catch him low, because he might have tried to block high. You know, just the visual effect of the fireball. But no, Candel's on top of it, and he blocks low, and I get nothing out of here. Right? He push blocks me away. So he push blocks me away, and one way to deal with push block in an offensive fashion is if you...
So when you push block people, you sometimes push them to a range where some of your options are particularly strong. Like push block puts you right at the range of stomp and rope. And that's why I go for rope there. It's not really smart because after you push block, you're still usually like very disadvantaged in terms of frame data. So it's not really the best idea. I probably should have just been blocking more and waiting for a jump to like anti-air it. Amron goes in with an empty jump, which means that he was probably expecting me to do that. And because I did rope, he's able to get a punish on it.
Exactly. So I'm like jumping in. I'm like, oh, he's going to... So like I'm jumping forward because of the threat of rope and stomp. So that's why I jump. I do an empty jump without a normal in case he 6As. I don't want to get anti-aired. But Candel does end up roping, and because he whiffed it, it's an unsafe move. I land, and I'm able to immediately get a counter hit punish on him.
Yep. Alright, now this is a scary situation in general, because, alright, well, crouching allowed me to block it, but when there's a trap directly in front of you and you're in the corner, you can't press any attacks. There's nothing you can do besides just sit there and block until the trap is gone.
You can try to jump out, too. That is an option.
You can, but pressing forward while there's a trap in front of you is
scary.
Not,
yeah.
It's very scary.
There's a specific range where I messed it up just a little bit with that trap, but if I put it just a little bit out, when you like crouch block, you won't get rid of it. Like it'll actually just be standing there. And I think
that's
what
I thought the range was. That's the thing. I thought it was at that range. I didn't realize that if I just crouched once, it would work. But then again, you were doing a lot of jump attacks, so I kind of had to stand.
And especially because of Arizona's like shadow nerf, or I guess just nerf to her 6A, where it doesn't hit anything crouching in front of her, and traps have a crouching hurt box, quote unquote. If she tries to 6A one of my anti-airs, she's just gonna get hit with the trap. And I'm just gonna
if I try to anti-air his jump, I'm just gonna get hit by the trap. So that's why he's getting all these free jump attacks on me that I kind of just have to block and push block her away until the trap goes away.
Gets rid of the trap, blocking low, and now we're set. Ooh.
There's an anti-air. Alright, so hard knockdown. Going for a little low string.
I just want to show this here really quickly. This is good recognition by Candel and poor awareness on my part about the range of moves. That's why it's so important to remember them. Right now, right here, exactly right here, like he's in 6A range because it hits.
You can see that Oleander's doing an attack in that one frame. She's starting to put out an attack, and when you put out an attack, your hurt box gets extended. So that might have whiffed if he didn't attack, but
because I did, it was basically guaranteed. And whenever Arizona is like in this kind of range, and that's something you also as an Arizona player realize, like the ranges that your moves are effective at. Because right now, Candel basically has all the power in this situation because I'm landing after, like, I'm in the down crest of my jump. I don't know if I have a double jump. I think I used it already.
I think you use it at this range. If I am not moving here, he's jumping directly into the range of rope and stomp, and if I move forward, he's in range for a 6A, and he can't do anything except press a jump normal or block. And if he blocks, he's weak to the stomp, and if he presses a jump or normal, he's weak to the 6A. So it depends on what I'm going for, but I have the read there. Being in the air is... The problem with being in the air is that you sacrifice a lot of your defensive options. You can't put... Like, well, you can push block, but you can't move.
Yeah, you just sacrifice basically a lot of your option, not just defense. You can't move, you can't do your ground normals, you can't do some of your specials and stuff like that. So
you can't cross canter. That's an important aspect.
That's true.
You're kind of just locked until you land, and this is definitely an example of that, where he's going to land into an unsafe position where I might rope or stomp him, and if he attacks to try to counter those, I could also 6A. So it is a mix-up. It is between which one I do, whether his thing will work or not, but my options
just
are
vastly outclassed mine at this point. And it didn't even like get to those layers just because I didn't recognize, oh snap, I'm in 6A range. So I threw out a button thinking I could beat you, but it was like, nah, son.
Nah. Is that Shoryuken? Look at her.
Shoryuken?
It's like the closest thing in the game.
Oh my god. Hard knockdown starts the mix-up game. Ooh, and that's really good. He saw me blocking low a lot, so he's like, I'm just gonna overhead and see if he blocks it or not.
I also delayed it because when you push block, if you switch directions while push blocking, so if you block low, you push block, and you switch to high block, you'll technically block both ways at the same time during the push block period.
Yeah, we call that absolute guard, true guard. What do we call
absolute
it?
Guard?
Yeah, absolute guard. Where I think we covered it in the last Young line, where if you push block and you're like push block while crouching low, but just like Candel said, if you switch to high during the animation, you'll block like both high and low.
Yeah, it's like air blocking, but on the ground, basically. And I hit him with the overhead after Absolute Guard could have ended, if he had it. So there I'm going for throws, and then he gets hit low, and that's just... That's the mix-up.
I mean, I see a button come out, I'm like, oh, he's gonna follow it into another 5A, I better be blocking low. But he's like, no, I'm just gonna do 1A and I'm gonna throw you, so...
Yeah, whiffing attacks before actually hitting people on their wake up can scare them.
It's really good.
It's pretty good, especially if you time it well.
Oh,
and then that's just an overhead. He was caught blocking low.
That's so dirty, dude. Oh. I can't react to those for some reason.
They're tough. They're like 20-something frames. You have like a third of a second to react. Human reaction time is like, what, 16 frames? 17 frames?
Just
something
like that, Arizona takes it. KO.
Y'all were cruising for a honeymoon.
There's the dash 5A we were talking about.
Oh, are you ahead of me? Oh, that's right, because when I go on half speed, it desyncs for you.
Oh, are you in half speed right now?
Yeah, sometimes I go to half speed just to review some things. I forgot
yeah, I'm not
it does
on half
that.
Speed.
Okay, I'm at 138.
Yep.
You good to go?
Is it half speed?
No.
Okay,
right.
then yes, I'm good.
Round 2.
Round 2. Yeah, there's
dash 5A. That's it.
Yep. Not much I can do about that aside from backdash and try to whiff punish it. See, now I'm in the corner. I gotta deal with this pressure.
Try to
whiff
some
throw. I didn't even try to tech it. That's the thing. So there's the dash 6A. I tried to go for a rope while he lands. It doesn't work out.
Ooh, so right there. This is one really strong offensive option Oleander has because she has double jump and other people in the game don't have double jump. Right here, right? So it looks like I'm going to land, right? And then Candel's going to have to deal with grounded normals, but it's like, psych, I'm going to double jump and I'm actually going to JC you.
It's like empty jump low, but double the layers.
Double the layers. So that's really strong as Oleander
I
that
got
you can
caught
do.
sleeping.
And also something to be aware of on, you know, the other side that Oleander can do this. You don't really have to worry about it until they show you that, hey, I know what's up.
Yeah, the low double jumps. Especially with jump C at that range. Like, you're not expecting to have to block a jump normal at that range at that time after she's already jumped. It's Got a lot of surprise value.
You were just asleep, and then I'm like, and here comes the giant fist, and I hit you.
Okay, Patrick. And then I eat like... Oh yeah, this is this thing that starts the like 60% combo.
Oh yeah, this is where I get Fred out. So
just eat all my health.
So one thing, remember how we said that careful with how much meter we give your opponent? Candel's already at 3 bars, so I'm like, there's no reason to cancel this early.
Yeah,
So
if your opponent's at max meter, there's no reason to be conservative about meter building because they can't build any more meter. Any extra meter that you're giving them is actually just wasted away because they didn't spend their meter yet. It's also a reason why you should use your meter if you get it, because you don't want to be locked in a position where your opponent can just wail on you without fear of, you know, giving you resources.
Oh my god, that was such a good block on that cross-up.
I didn't block anything.
What, when you tech rolled out, right? Oh, okay,
the cross-up.
Okay. Yeah. So one thing is that what you can do on the offensive side is that you can position yourself on the way. So if they try to tech in a way, so if they try to check roll, I can't talk. Tech roll out of the corner, it'll be ambiguous on which side of you they end up. And the cool thing about that is, so the cool thing about that is if you attack, they have to be blocking correctly based on where they are in relation to you.
And that's just based entirely on your positioning.
That's based on your positioning, right? So if I was just like 2 steps back, Candel would have had to block this Fred 1D really differently.
Then I get hit low because I'm trying to jump backwards.
Get caught low.
And then I realize I get caught low, and then he does the overhead because I'm trying to block the low attacks. I'm like, oh, I got hit low. I gotta block low, and then I get reset into an overhead and die for it.
Look at Oleander's expression. It's like you got hit, nerd. Haha.
You got hit. I didn't even have to look at you. It almost looked like Arizona was looking at her book. She's like, what are you reading?
It's over now.
I tried to 6A, but you can't do that.
One important thing when Oleander has Fred out is, as you can see, I can block his 6A, but at the same time, I'm making Fred do something, so he just gets countered.
It's over now.
You can block and attack at the same time.
So naive trying to beat me.
But now,
Oleander
has no meter. I have 3 bars. There's all the backdashes. There's the dash up 6A. He didn't do anything, so he's safe.
Rope catches.
There we go.
So this is an important scenario again to recognize. I'm gonna go half speed here real quick.
All right, let me half speed it.
Good to go.
Yep.
Okay. So right now, Arizona, like, you know, as like an Oleander player, I'm like, okay, Arizona, she's not gonna back roll away. She wants to go towards me. Because it's Arizona. She wants to go next to Oleander so she can do all her shenanigans, right?
Yeah, she wants to be close range. So
my thought process, right? Tech roll forward. I don't know what this backdash was. This is just an autopilot backdash.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be a spark, but it failed and I got 3C instead. Avert your eyes, children. Don't see this.
Oh yeah, look at this cool example of a thing. Whoops,
cool example. And you're trying to 2-2A here, I believe, so it whips.
Yeah, it's a 2-2A.
Yeah, just barely out of range.
You got lucky there.
So
the backdash was helpful after all.
It was, right?
I was trying to. The funny thing is, I was trying to dash forward and stomp your fireball, but because he messed up.
How the turns have tabled, Candle. So right, I jump here. This is actually a dangerous jump because I'm in rope range. So
and with no fireball covering you.
No fireball. So you can like it's not to say don't jump against characters, but you need to be really careful because if Candle was like, "Oh, I'm just going to 4D you," then he's going to 4D me and now suddenly I'm eating Arizona's pressure, right? So I get away with it.
That jumpy.
Jump set.
Alright, well now are we still 50%?
Actually, I think I skipped what I wanted to demonstrate. It was this here, the 5B hit. Alright, here we go. Block, push block. Right there. So push blocking.
Yeah, where he pushes blocks me and I'm trying to run forward to continue my pressure, and he just stuffs me with 5B because he knows I'm trying to run
exactly. So that's one of the situations where it's like, oh, he's trying to, just like Candle said, I'm like, he probably wants to go in, right? He could have backdashed and roped. He could have. But I was like, I'm going to just call out that you're going to try to get back in. So I throw out a 5B and it smacks him. And the only reason it works was because push block put him in a range where I can hit him with 5B, but he can't hit me with his normals. And that's why it's important to like recognize, you know, the ranges that your moves work at. All right, I'm going to switch back.
And of course the movement options that everyone has.
Options. Would 2-2A have actually beat me? Maybe.
Yes, possibly.
Yeah,
but that's just neutral. That's like
that's the game, right? Like which options beat which options? Which one do you think your opponent is gonna do? Do you take the risk? Do you take the read? That's kind of like that's fighting games. That's the fun part about.
Of course, if I stomped, he could have possibly jumped at me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything has its own risk, and obviously, if he jumped at me, then dash forward is really strong because I can 6A. So it's all
decisions.
Everything has a counter, and it's kind of like rock paper scissors, but like a lot more complex.
Everything is connected.
Sure.
All right.
Are we gonna?
Yeah, I'm going back to normal speed.
Okay. Welcome to normal speed.
Welcome to normals. Normal central. All right.
Get knocked away. I don't know how that jumped me with.
Did you just push block 1-5A? You absolute madman. I think I just 5A'd you once, and he was like, nah, fam, get away.
And then I 2-2A'd because you're trying to dash forward after your 5A.
Right, it's the same exact scenario where I whiffed a grab, right? Because I was gonna be
you were trying to tick throw.
Yeah,
me.
I wanted to tick throw you, but you like push blocked on the first 5A, so I was like, oh, okay. And now because I'm stuck in grab, and I tried to like move afterwards, Candle just 2-2-8, and I just eat it, right? I'm dead. It's a dead oleander.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the rest of this round is just you dying. There's a cross up. That's a hard knockdown.
It is.
That rope. So that means that I can hit him with a mix up of low, overhead, cross up, grab, and he's gotta stand there. He can't tech in any direction. He's just gotta guess.
Okay, which direction? Ladies and gentlemen, guess the side. Which is it? Left or right?
Or will it be a short hop?
Or will it be
a low? Or will it be a short hop into grab? No, it's cross up.
Oh, it's cross up.
Left.
And you can see, yeah, and you can see that I'm blocking to the right instead of to the left because I'm walking right. That shows you
backwards.
So that shows you I'm blocking backward. And
if he was blocking left, Oleander would be facing the other way. Because that's how cross-ups work. If you get hit, you go backwards. It's weird.
Ladies and gentlemen, freeze frame, Rickard scratch.
You got hit.
I'm
sure you're wondering.
I'm sure you're wondering how I ended up in this situation. Well, it all started 2 seconds ago.
When I got stomped.
And so this is a hit on Candle gets a hit and continues to pressure off of it.
Well, dropped a bit of a combo there, unfortunately.
I want to say that this was you going for super because you usually like side switch like that and then super me, right?
No, that definitely was not.
So that's
I only do that when I know it's gonna corner someone, and I think we were way too mid screen for me to want to do that.
Okay, so that was just a combo drop then.
Yeah, it's just a combo drop because Stomp sometimes sends them higher than expected.
So
right there, I was trying to catch a neutral tech, I think.
A neutral tech or a forward roll? I'm not sure.
It wasn't a grab though; it was just a 2B.
Oh, oops! Is it buffering?
It's just paused for me at 253.
253. Yeah, it's not playing. I'm pressing play, but it's not playing.
Here, let me do this.
Let's try to.
Does that work?
No, let me try to scrub the video.
It's playing for me, so I don't know what's up.
All right, let me give it a hot refresh. I think it died on me. I think it died on me, Candle. Alright, let me try to refresh the room real quick. Oh, oops. Did it boot you out of the room?
No, I'm still here.
All right, you see where it says invite?
Yeah.
All right, shoot me the invite link because it derped out on me.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys. I don't know
It's
what
the
happened.
same link.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Technical difficulties. It's funny because it never said you left. Here, let me refresh. It might have been on my end. I am now Garrulous Bloodhound. Okay, watch
Okay,
the
cool,
Unicorn
cool.
2.
All right, let me get the video back in here.
Yeah, we were at 251, I think.
253.
Yeah. All right.
I reckon.
Here, we'll go right here.
Hog tag.
Rope, cross up,
Hog tag.
whip.
A might.
Drop.
So yeah, so you were trying to catch a potential forward tech or neutral tech, but I decided to go for a left side
Back.
tech. Yeah, so that whip.
Yeah.
Actually, if you stomped though, that still would have made me block it, right?
Yeah,
So it's
if I
just
stomped.
so it's just decisions and options, right? And I could have been like, oh, I'm gonna tech roll and then wake up, jump over forward to try to hit you, right? If it wasn't a meaty. So there's lots of risks you can take to get the momentum and pressure back in your favor, but just like Candel said, there's also counter risks, or you need to be careful.
All right, let's see where this goes from here.
Setback.
No anti there. Runs straight into the 2C. The counter.
Stand off.
Ah, yeah, there
you
it is.
frame
That's-
trapped me.
Yeah, so Arizona can cancel into her super late after unsafe special moves, and super's invincible, so it'll catch potential
Yep.
punishes. It's just a little mix up in its own right. It's you might call it a gimmick, but it's effective at many levels of play.
No, we
because
just
it really
we just call it a
is-
gimmick because of jokes, but it's a mix up. It's straight up a mix up.
It is a mix up. It's like
Uh,
frame traps.
Because right
But
here,
if you block it, you get the most unsafe move in the game.
exactly.
Super is the most unsafe move in the game.
So I'm like thinking, you know what? Candel isn't a nut. He's just gonna eat his punish like a good boy.
He's got a lot of health. He's not.
He's got a lot of health. I've got no meter. But Candel's like, psych!
Counter hit super.
That's a lot of damage.
Follow up. I believe I go for a 3 rope combo here. The hard knockdown.
Yeah,
Yep.
you do. Those
Um,
Discord things are from the video. Sorry.
Trying to backdash. Armor through that. Punish 3. Yep.
So that was really good. I actually want to touch up on that. The interaction between
right,
armor.
recognize that I went through the fireball with the armor headbuck.
So right, he backdashed right here after a push block because I think he wanted to see if I was just gonna fireball or something like that. But I jumped over.
I thought you were just gonna block, so I was gonna do backdash rope.
It was a
but you
good
push
decision.
blocked.
And the cool thing is that I was far away enough is that like even right here and I jumped over it, I can't really like hit you with anything.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm just
it's
too
a little
far.
bit too far for
I'm not
any
sure if
good-
JC may be on the down arc, but I think the startup of
Possibly.
JC would have been too late. We'll see. Or I guess we won't see.
We won't see. We'll always wonder.
So I double jump backwards, and right here I'm like thinking, okay, I don't like what's happening here. I'm gonna put a fireball or fell spark, I believe, because I think he's gonna press something. So yeah, right here I spark
And there I armor through the second fireball.
the second fireball, and the
Block
cool
the
thing
first,
is
armor through the second.
So in which scenario does armor like make Arizona stagger? Because it didn't look like you did there.
All of her forward momentum is towards the beginning of it. If she armors in the later part of armor headbuck, then she kind of gets pushed back.
I gotcha. Okay, let me.
Because all the momentum that she gets is in the beginning, so therefore, like, there's no momentum to cancel the pushback
Mhm.
later on.
So, just to like say what's going through my mind here, I jump. I'm like, I'm going to risk a fireball because he doesn't have 2 meters. So even if he supers me once, like I'm willing to take that risk. So I
And
fireball.
you also have magic, so you can actually teleport out of the fireball.
Exactly. So I'm like, this is not a dangerous situation for me. So I'll throw out a spark. So I spark, and he blocks it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna throw out another spark, but this time, because like the mentality is like, okay, I probably got him thinking about zoning, so I'm gonna commit to it. I'm gonna throw another spark, but this time I'm gonna follow up the first spark with a magic spark, and that basically turns it into a frame trap in and of its own. If he tries to
people try to walk forward or dash forward after blocking fireball, because usually you can do that. You can't like send another fireball that fast usually, but magic spark is a different story. It's so fast.
It's so fast. So another thing that I was thinking was that if he armors through the first fireball, then I think the
second fireball will punish. Yeah,
the second fireball will punish or stop your momentum enough. But then it's a miscalculation on my end because I didn't fully understand the properties. Where because I hit him at the start of it, right? It hits him right here, which is the absolute start of magic dash. His forward momentum doesn't get affected, so he just like is able to slide all the way next to me. I'm thinking, oh, he's gonna be way too far after his forward momentum gets stopped to punish me for a read. But
he didn't even think, like, alright, so he thought I would probably either block the fireball, get hit by it, or if I armored, I would be too far away. And all of those are good in the sense that you could read. But
what actually happened? What actually happened? Photos taken 3 seconds before disaster. Bam! Counter hit.
Full punish.
Full punish. And you have just enough meter to be able to build level 2 off of this.
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
It was level 2.
Oh no, I reset because I don't think I'm going to be able to kill after the rope. Because rope scales your damage heavily.
That's true. That's true.
But Amron got a magic from that read. I punished it late enough that he built the magic. And he's panicking.
I'm panicking because I'm like, oh god, right? Because I thought you were just gonna super after it, so I was like, I have nothing left to lose, so I'm just gonna 2-2D. And the cool thing that Arizona can do, a really strong part about her pressure, is she has a lot of safe jumps. Like you saw that JC setup right there. I'm spamming reversal, and she was still able to throw out an air normal, land, and then block my reversal.
Yeah, a lot of reversals in this game are slow. The only fast one is Arizona Super, which is traditionally as fast as most invincible reversals are in other fighting games. But the other ones in this game are like 10 frames or more, and they're very easy to safe jump because of that. So I'm able to go for a cross-up setup and still block.
So he blocks it, and because this is completely unsafe, bam.
And then I drop my punish.
You go for a cheeky 2-2D, which, I mean, I could have...
He could have punished, but I think he put down the stick at that point.
Yeah, like, at that point, my mind was resignated. I think that's how
Plus, no one's expecting to get reset into 2-2D.
Yeah, because, like, there was no reason to reset there, right?
It was an input error on my end. I was trying to 2-2C, I think, and I pressed the wrong button or something while I was frazzled. I'm like, oh, I blocked it. Let me get this punish. Oh, wait, which button do I press again? Whoops.
Rematch?
And
I was using
the first one.
I was using a new controller that I don't usually use, so...
And that was really good. So you can see there were situations where I was able to get good pressure on Candel, and you need to understand that like each character's pressure kind of works differently. They do share universal mechanics for pressure, like we went over at the start, but the ways that
everyone has some form of low, everyone has some form of overhead, but some characters use them better than others and scare you into doing different things.
Like for me as Oleander, sure, I could stay the entire time in Arizona's face, but due to the properties of my moves, that's actually a little bit riskier for me than it is for Arizona. Because like Oleander doesn't really have... If she doesn't have good magic, pressure. She doesn't really have that good of just straight up pressure.
Yeah, like 5A is great at like shutting down people's neutral options, but up close, it's not the best.
Yeah.
You got to abuse its range, and when you're up close, the range doesn't matter because it doesn't outrange anything when you're point blank.
Yeah, it's like, what's the point of trying to outrange Arizona 2B if, you know, my 5A is still going to trade with it?
Yeah. Meanwhile, Arizona is very stubby with her normals, but she has a lot of lows. She has a lot of lows. She has the most lows in the game. Straight up.
She has lows, she has short hop, she has an overhead, lots of really good... And her buttons can frame trap, whereas, for example, like, if Candle stops at 5B, that's not unsafe because he can stop
only
at
-2.
Yeah, so he can just stop at 5B and block, and I can't punish him like
Yeah,
as if he
and
did
most
launcher.
of the time you're expecting Arizona's to go into more than just 5B. So it could possibly allow her to reset her pressure.
Yeah, so like and another frame trap you could do is like you could 5B and then wait, and maybe the opponent's like, oh, I'm going to take my turn now because you're probably blocking. But it's like, no, psych, it's still
I'm
my
still pressing
turn.
buttons.
Yeah, I'm still pressing buttons.
Yeah, that's just a mechanic of chain fighters in general. This is a chain fighter where you can cancel your normal attacks into other normal attacks like ABC. And that's Arizona takes that to the extreme because she can do that all the way up to super.
That's just the
Most
way
characters stop after like a certain special move, and that's the end of their frame trap sequence. But like Arizona can keep going with it. Of course, she's kind of weak to push block because of her stubbiness. So,
and we'll like cover more of these things more in depth in later Young Lions. It's just this one and the previous one. We're like covering up the basics of offense and defense. So don't worry,
giving you
guys.
a little sneak peek of how this works higher up the ladder, I guess.
Higher up the ladder you go.
What we're thinking about.
So that was one match, and I mean, like I told you, dude, these things take a long time to go.
Yeah, that was like 30 minutes on.
That was almost an hour.
Nah, we took the break.
Did we? I thought we came back at like 45. Should we do another one? I don't know. Another one's gonna be really long too.
I mean, the second round of that one will go quick. I think it's good to just demonstrate.
Okay. We'll do another one. Probably not. Maybe stop so much.
It'll probably be similar situations to this one, so it'll go a bit quicker.
Yeah, we probably won't stop as much as this one.
Yeah.
It's because we are like nearing the end of time.
Yeah, when we end, usually 7 at the latest, maybe. I don't know how long the last one went. You said it went like 2 hours.
It was straight up 2 hours. And
we took a lot longer this time.
Yeah, we did. So we'll just do a quick one.
Give him a quick one.
Choose your next words carefully, Candle. Alright, so we're just gonna watch through it real quick. Yeah, you're gonna hear probably another 2 more Discord things.
Oh boy.
Round 1. Fight.
Alright, so round start teleport is also hard to deal with for Arizona. You can't do anything about that unless she has like super and calls it out.
Or rope.
You can't.
Can't you like dash rope 2-2-C? But you have it has to be like a call out.
It's such a call out. So this round's not going so great for the cow. Getting called out a whole lot.
Oh
and there's
God. I hate the 6A cross-ups!
Well, you got counter hit, so the cross-up doesn't matter. Oh, there's the throw. Dash it the wrong way.
Later, Space Cowboy.
I think you might have been trying to do a fireball motion there, maybe. Another 6A. That time I think you didn't get counter hit that time, so I'm just assuming you're gonna double jump. I don't know.
Yeah, I was probably looking to jump and you hit me like the 3 frames.
Oh, I blocked in time. Ah, there's the counter.
I absolutely hate you.
Yeah, so there's not too much to talk about this time. We'll see. We'll see what we got to talk about.
Round 2. Fight.
Backdash.
Was that really like far enough to catch? Dang.
Yep. And there's the low.
Get off!
Not really full to confirm. There's another overhead. I don't know why you pressed the select button there, but you know.
That was the rage select button.
And there's Amron not respecting the jump normal block stun.
I'm like, get off of me. And this round ends pretty convincingly.
So that's what offense looks like when it goes all according to plan.
All according to Keikaku.
Yeah. It just you kind of overwhelm the opponent real quick.
Very, very quick. Arizona is like probably the best at this. Okay, we'll do a quick run by through this because there's not too much.
Quick drive by of this video. We'll see the sights, make some comments.
Well, how much you let me play? Oh my god.
I don't know.
Alright,
Uh-oh.
let's Switch back.
I can't play either. Oh.
All right. Hiya. All right, there we go. We're good.
There we go. Discord.
I'm sorry.
Time to hit the books.
This book is
Time to hit the books.
Round 1. Fight.
Alright.
Being bossed.
So there I try to go first on.
Yeah, so I got a
Hit.
firm off spark there. I'm like, it's gonna hit you, so I'm just gonna go into 5A.
Yeah. Normally fireballs don't have too much hit stun.
So
But if you recognize that you're getting gonna hit something like Stomp, then
yeah, you can
can
combo off
probably
of
go
it. So right here, I'm high enough where I'm high enough to the point where I'm like, I'm just gonna fall down with a button here after read. I'm gonna see if he, you know, tries to challenge it or press anything. Because I think I did it. Yeah, I did it in a way where I drop and JC will come out low enough to where if Candle tried to anti-air, it'll still hit him. So,
Yeah. Because anti-airs do have startup. Like, they do get a crouching hurt box fast, but if the air normal's already hitting low enough, it doesn't really matter.
Exactly. So it's
And I
like
don't
a
have
practice
meter.
thing or a timing thing. He doesn't have meter. He doesn't have magic. I don't have to worry about like a counter reversal or whatever. So it's just a straight up vanilla mix up. Is he going to get hit? Is he not? And he does. So I get a JC and, you know, I get to continue the combo a bit more. But JD's already pretty high, so I couldn't continue with that much.
I use the cross cannon to steal the momentum, and then he uses invincible reversal to steal it back.
Yeah, so
Probably recognizing that I was thirsty for the pressure. Sometimes it's good to steal back the momentum right after getting pushed out. And there's a 6A. Yeah, I'm putting him back in the corner. No, never mind.
nope.
I was looking to grab a tech roll, but he didn't even do it, so
I
I just
didn't
grabbed him
tech roll,
anyway.
but I just like slept
Same
so
there.
he grabbed me anyways.
Same there. Alright,
I
that
don't know
time...
what happened there. I think I was going for an input, so I wasn't blocking for the second that you magic
Yeah,
dashed me.
it's very fast.
Magic headbutt me rather. I'm
Drop
in the
my combo
corner.
a little bit. Amazed that I
I
blocked in time.
I'm actually surprised that I missed the punish on that. But yeah, that's just a timing thing where I wanted to punish this because he's whiffing his JC, but I didn't recognize the situation fast enough. So by the time I did 2B, it was way
It
too
was
late.
too late. Yeah, you see I instant blocked it too.
And
there
then
I
he does the
recognized-
cheeky
Yeah, I recognize that you were gonna like
like
keep
stagger,
pressing
yeah.
buttons.
So he just went for the counter. And it's
My
like,
mama
yo,
don't raise no fools.
put him up.
It's like a pretty hard call out. Now this is a round that's a very good demonstration of all the high-low mix-ups that we were talking about. That was just a hard call out. I
Dude,
don't have any other words for
I'm so
that.
surprised that I was in range for that. Oh my god, that was such a hard call out. Nice job. So yeah, he just 4Ds, and now, well, I'm in Arizona's game.
You're in the blender, as they say. Alright, so first we get same side, he blocks it. I do delayed overhead.
He does
'Cause usually
delayed
after you block a jump in, you're expecting to
to get
most
like a low,
people-
right?
yeah, usually when you block a jump in attack, you switch from high block to low block. And also he tried to press a button too, if you recognize he did 2A.
I
and
actually would have worked because I was like, okay, he's probably going to delay a button here, but the issue is I did. Oh,
You
did
did
I
s-
skip?
you did
past that?
2A. Yeah, you went past it.
There it is.
Because you did 2A, and 6B actually goes over attacks after a certain point.
Yeah, so 2A was way too low to hit him. If I did 5A instead, I would have actually like hit him out of the 6B
Yeah, he would have gotten me. But it was just a four button
But
choice, I
it's
guess.
just the way the broccoli meaties, and here we are.
Yeah. So, hard knockdown. I do get a hit confirmed, but I can't really continue because of high GD. Another delayed overhead.
A
Another
rage
overhead.
select stream.
And then yeah.
That was just a string of, you know, you making the right decisions right there. Like we both landed. You pressed the button first.
I feel like you probably were trying to jab another 6B, because I did just go for two 6Bs in a row.
Yeah, basically. Oops. I want
It's
to just
just a
like
matter
replay that last sequence because see, this is why Arizona is so scary. Okay, hi Arizona.
Arizona's pretty spooky.
She's really spooky because of all those options that she has. Like, look at everything that Candle threw out in the corner. Are you gonna let me play video?
I just see you getting 6 speed.
Video's not playing. Oh my god. Are you at 133?
I'm at 134. Wait, 133. Oh, moving back to 134. What are these caution signs
bugging
next
out
to us?
again.
Okay. Yeah.
Just gonna redo it one more time just so we can see
134.
that ending sequence again. Because as you can see right here, I have like 60-ish% life left, and this is all about to pull a Houdini.
Yep. He gets
60 hits me. Another 60 hits me.
60 does like 500 on the first hit.
Yep. And then he just gets me with that blow, and that's it. This is enough damage because he has 3 meter to just kill me.
Yeah. So he tried to press a button after the jump in. It was either because he was trying to push block, and when you push block after after landing from an air.
So I went to press a button because you landed and you didn't do anything. So I'm like, okay, let me take my turn, but you just pressed it just before I did, so you went out.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was pretty convincing. You took it off. You can see I was not ready for any of those overheads. So like we said earlier, he was able to win that game just off of that.
Yeah, overheads. Especially since I wasn't really using them as much, I was mostly going for cross-ups and lows. So, and especially when you hit someone with an overhead, sometimes they'll think themselves, oh, he just did that. He's not going to do it again. He's going to try to low me.
He's not that crazy.
Because he thinks I'll be scared. Well, either you'll say they're not that crazy, or you might like look at it from a high level and be like, oh, they hit me with an overhead. They must think I'm scared of lows now, or I'm scared of the overhead and I'm going to block low now.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to overhead again. And then they overhead you 3 times in a row.
And it's like, well, that's just the way the cinnamon roll rolls.
So.
And yeah, that was 2 matches. Hope you guys enjoyed that analysis. Thank you again, Candel, for helping out with the matches and kind of like
explaining
and stuff.
High level analysis.
Don't worry, guys. We're gonna be sure to hit you guys up with this VOD soon on YouTube, so you guys can like scrub through it and whatnot. And you could also check it out on this Twitch channel, but check it out mostly on the Fighting Fanatics YouTube channel. Subscribe if you haven't, because we got a lot of good stuff coming. If anybody has any questions after that, I'll like pause for like a minute.
We'll do like a couple minutes of Q&A.
What's up?
Just type in chat. Any questions?
Any questiononis?
This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs.
This is your brain on cow.
Any questions? This is your health.
But yeah, like that's just like the fun part about fighting games is like when you start to like move past the whole what do my buttons do and all their properties, you can start to like think about
once you understand
mind games.
It's like so many options open up once you fully understand stuff. And it can be like when you watch fighting games too, if you start like you can actually take the time to watch things and try to understand why people do the things that they do during those matches. You'd be like, oh, that makes sense. Why they did that.
One of the great ways to get better at fighting games is to watch more fighting games, because a lot of these things are universally applicable throughout every single fighting game, right?
It's actually like if you watch a high level player and you do something that they do without understanding why they do it, it'll work. Sometimes like it'll start working for you, and through that experience you'll actually start to understand why and where it works. So like if you're playing like Paprika and you see a Paprika player go for a certain like setup with stagger, like they combo into stagger and then they like short hop and then they command grab people, you're like, oh, that's a thing that you can do. I'm gonna try doing it. I'm gonna see where it works, where it doesn't work, and I'm gonna learn that way.
Yeah, and the cool thing is like if you dig and like understand why it works, just like Candel's saying, that like, lets you to kind of like be like, oh, but now since I know why this works, I can do this other setup because, you know, it's the same exact concept, right?
Yeah, like sometimes you got to learn not from watching, but from watching and then trying out the things that you see. Because if you don't understand yet, you can build that understanding through experience. just by imitating.
And also,
Like, there's no shame in stealing tech from people. Seriously,
not at all. Like, tech is made to be shared, and
like if you see someone do a certain combo or a certain setup, you can adapt that to your playstyle and see how it works, why it works, and then it becomes part of you. That's kind of how I started. Was I would watch and play against like MPK and Bubble a lot in their Arizonas, and I kind of adapted some things from them, along with all the. If you haven't joined any of the character channels in the Fightin Herds Discord,
oh yeah,
you
I'm
know
gonna
you
go
can
ahead
share
and
combo
plug these
files and
in.
all that.
We got the now official Them's Fighting Herd Discord channel, right? You can join it by clicking that link, and we also have the Fighting Fanatics Discord channel, and you can join that by clicking this linkaroni. And if you guys ever have any questions, or like, yo, I have a character question or a matchup question, or how can I improve my pressure with this? I'm doing this and this. Like, feel free to ask, and like everybody will be more than happy to help and chat with you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and with that being said, thank you so much, guys, for joining us again on another Long Line 6. Shout outs to everybody for coming out for the match commentary. Really appreciate it. We can't do this without your support. Stay tuned for, more Fighting Fanatics stuff. We got the match commentary back. We got Young Lions back, and hopefully we got a lot more stuff for you guys in the works. I've been Amaron, and
I have been Candel and still will continue to be Candel.
in the future, hopefully. Thank you guys for chilling out with us, and hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend.